Hello, hello, folks. Welcome back. Day 2 of the promo tournament for the LTA South, soon to be called the CB Law, or soon to return to being CB Law. We had an interesting match yesterday, Flamengo versus Sikar. That was an elimination match, and it's the only sort of single elimination match in this tournament. Today we're starting the sort of second round, and I guess the main thing, they consider the first round sort of play-ins. And it is between the second seed of Circuito Desafiante, A7, versus the first seed of the LRS, the Liga Regional Cert, the LA Tier 2. Again, reminder, there is no one seed from CD because the one seed was Vivo Kate Stars Academy, which is a team that which academy teams aren't eligible for promotion. So CD sent their 2 and 3 instead. And winner moves on to face the winner of Isras versus Flamengo. That will be played tomorrow. Isras being the guest team from the LTA South. With some very, very interesting players as well, because they made some roster changes coming in. Up there's our bracket. So this... Oh, my pen's not working. Sorry, give me a quick sec. I need to reload my pen, I guess. But yes, yesterday was Flamengo versus Sikar. Today, Alpha 7 versus Farenven. Tomorrow, Isras versus Flamengo. Farenven's an interesting team too, because they looked really, really good. Like, I actually thought they were the scary team to face. At least mechanically speaking. They kind of dominated the playoffs in the LRS. In the regular season, they went for a seed. That was actually Sikar, but again, I don't know what happened in the playoffs. They looked significantly better. Like, they were winning their lanes harder than they were in the regular season. Alpha 7, on the other hand, that's a team which I mean, you all know I've been questioning that team for a while, so. Hello, Liz. You summoned a siege minion again. Glad you're having fun with the minions down at the bottom of the screen there. Yeah, Alpha 7's been a team that I don't know, I've always been kind of up and down with it. Alpha 7 stormed CD in the first 2 weeks with spectacular performances and got a lot of people very hyped for them. I actually missed the first week, so by the time I saw Alpha 7, they were kind of all over the place. They had a good start. Then they had a very middle of the season, and then they kind of came back in the playoffs as well. The names, I mean, Chiari and Drakiro are known from CB LoL days. The mid and bot side of the map, Skuro's had some CB LoL experience. Telas filled in before for, I believe it was Kate or Kaboom. I can't remember who he filled for. RD Gap is the guy who is very interesting. Like, I think RD Gap's got a high ceiling, but I think he's actually the most unstable part of this roster, and that's when you've got Drake Hero on it. Skuro Telas is a bot lane. It's probably one of the more lane dominant bot lanes. They did struggle to show that lane dominance a little bit this split, but they are still strong. Like, even if they weren't just outright crushing the 2v2, they were... They rarely lose their lanes unless they make mistakes of their own. Farenven's interesting. They're a full Argentinian team, so all 5 players are from Argentina. No Chileans, which is the other, I think, country that we see a lot of players from. Enga used to play on Renska back in 2021, very correctly, 2021, 2022. Funnily enough, actually, Bugax apparently also played on that roster. I actually don't remember Bugax at all. They are a very balanced team. Cordy, Enga, Ian Shaka are all big carries for the teams. So, yeah, like it's a very well balanced team. And again, they tend to win their lanes and just crush fights as well. As was pointed out yesterday by Lunar, sorry, I'm just trying to answer a message. The LRS fights a lot, but Farenven wins like most of their fights, so they just look incredibly dominant. But after watching the game yesterday between Sikar and Flamengo, it might be sort of a regional thing where the skill level might unfortunately have been a little bit lower in the LRS than CD in general. And it's hard to tell because CD was like so scrappy. But if that's the case, today could swing very poorly in Farenven's favor. The laning is going to be very interesting. Statistically, I believe Farenven actually has better average stats than Alpha 7. Oops. Sorry. KDAs, yeah, the KDAs are much higher across the board. But again, the CDU is a lot scrappier, so I don't know how much of that's just the matchups. Okay, Farben on blue side, A7 on red side. I don't know who gets sidestepped for game 1. But red side has been preferred, so I'm leaning towards A7 getting it, potentially having first pick. I'm not sure. Yeah, Annie's a pick that Enga doesn't play too much, so that's very efficient ban. Ori J4 feel like just general meta bans. Yo, Chiari's not fooling, man. Bro is rushing straight for the Gwen immediately. That's a risky pick. Okay, yeah. I mean, you know you're playing into the Rumble, but I do think that Rumble kind of bodies Gwen early, so I don't know if Chiari wants to whip out the Gwen right from the get-go. Then again, yesterday, we saw Flamengo go with the strategy for game 1, where they just picked sort of a skill and composition and dared Sikar to just beat them, or challenge Sikar to just beat them early. Unfortunately for Sikar, they were not able to win early, and yeah. That I felt like heralded how that matchup was going to go. Okay, so it is still the Gwen. They just want to lock the Corki first. BOE high Corki power in card meta. I don't know. I still don't feel like Corki's that strong. They even nerfed some of his laning phase. Odd. Okay. I said this before. I don't really like Xin Zhao Rumble as a combo. I mean, they're both generally strong, and the Xin Zhao works like pretty well into this as well. We've seen quite a few times Rumble just being picked with like 0 setup, and even when it's worked, I actually absolutely hate it. So I'm expecting something like a Rel from the bot lane. Varus is something that was super meta for most of this year, and then he kind of got nerfed a little bit and it's fallen out of favor. But I still feel like Varus is pretty strong in terms of setup as an AD carry. He's one of the few AD carries who actually has weak setup. Oh, okay. This was a bit like a Brazilian special, not gonna lie. The Jax jungle. Tatu got the penta on it. Drake Hero played it in the past as well. Even before like he entered CBLOL, back when he was in CBLOL Academy on Liberty Academy. But this is a very squishy high damage composition, and yeah, I'm not expecting them to get much. Thank you. Like your support can only do so much. Yeah, okay, Varus ban. I like that. That call out. As we said, one of the few AD carries that can actually set up for team fights. I'm going to change the thing at the bottom so that we reflect which sides are on. I didn't do that yesterday, but... Okay, bot lane, and we're looking for support potentially mid here. I think Firebrand's got a bit of a tougher call. That's why they're hesitating whether the Corki's mid or AD carry. It's most likely AD carry. They nerfed some of the trading power of Corki, which is precisely why I'm surprised that Corki is becoming so meta, but and so incredibly high prior too. Okay, they took out Ezreal because they want the ability to chase down. These guys don't have a lot of sticking power. They've got one gap closer, so I like the Ezreal removal. I see exactly. What did they buff in Corki? I know that they kind of switched him up. No, they just straight nerfed his phosphorus bomb. Okay, so it wasn't even a balancing. Yeah, interesting that Corki is now becoming meta. I wonder if it's because of nerfs to other champions, maybe. And then there's also like Jinx you can play, where you just outrange the Corki and just play from safety and farm. I don't know. I'm not sold on this Corki prior we're seeing here in home tournament. Okay, I like this from Mason. Like I said, they're not going to get much tank here, so instead of trying to get like a single tank, they are going for the shielding that Karma gives, which can give actually a lot more tankiness when spread over the team. The speed up as well allows the Gwen Jax to run them down. I like the idea. And they still have like potential counter pick mid lane to see whatever the hell is coming out. I mean, you already know what's jungle mid. You can probably choose your mid lane if you wanted here, but Baron needs engage. Okay. Yeah, Silver's good into the Corki. He can spell shield the Phosphorus Bomb. She'll massively outskill later on. Range wise as well, they put it in similar ranges. What I really like about the Silver pickup here is actually similar to the Varus. She's one of the few AD carries with a team fight based ultimate, where on the hunt buffs your entire team. They need engage, so getting some sort of speed buff to allow for the engage is going to be critical. And there's the rel. Okay, perfect. Oh, are they going double support for A7? I actually don't hate it. So that'd be a Karma mid, which is nice with the Jax. I actually really like that if that is the call, because RD Gap's been very high variance. Picking a Karma is one way to kind of smooth out the variance and shift the carry power to other players. Okay. Okay, interesting. So it still is the Karma mid for RD Gap, which I do like. They cooked quite a bit. A7's cooking. I like it. Now let's think about it a little bit more. Okay. I guess we don't need this one yet. This is only game 1. Fire Event's comp is quite okay. I like how they adapted with the Sivir Rel to enable the top side of the map. But I don't like the anti-synergy here. Rise and Sivir as scaling and topside as bridge is solid. That was something that I think Sikar struggled with in their drops yesterday, was trying to find the right balance. To me, 1 bridge, 2 scaling is great. Yeah, solid comp. I'll give it a 3. Whoops. Sorry, my mouse slid there. I'll give it a 3 because there's not a lot of synergy internally with this composition. It doesn't really effectively deal with A7 either. It's just kind of strong and standing on its own merits. The Shorty Shadow combo is going to need to pop off properly. If not, the Rumble is not going to be very effective later on in this game. A7 went for like a damage overload-ish composition. If this was like another support, I actually probably would have ranked it higher. But I guess they wanted engage as well, so I can't really fault them. The reason why I kind of hesitated was because I do feel like they were already winning with poke with Karma or Corki, so it's on Fire and Vent to engage to them. They didn't need to find a forced engage, but this is fine. This is good. A very, very squishy composition. I actually like it a lot. I kind of want to go to 4, but realistically, it is very high-risk comp. Let me just check, because yeah, so Fernven should win top lane. Then I just want to start top to bottom as well. Their mid lane is going to lose pretty hard. Rise can't do anything to Karma early on, like at all. Sivir into Corki is a bit of an interesting one. I mean, Corki is technically lane favored, but realistically, I think Sivir can kind of neutralize it. So I'm just going to call it. Well, I'll call it an advantage for Corki for the early fights. So I guess, oddly enough, despite the scaling that A7 has, I actually think their early game might be stronger. Yeah, and then a lot of our events late game scaling to be is on Ian Chaka, on the Sivir more than anything else. Because Rise is vulnerable to just being damage overloaded. He's pretty good when your damage is low or medium because he gets to pump out so much consistently. But the damage overload is one way to try not to the Rise. Okay. And let's see how Fernven actually matches up in lanes. I guess that to me is the most important question I have for them right now. It's just like, how do they stack up laning wise? Because Sikar couldn't quite match hands with Flamengo yesterday. And while I, in my head, still think of Flamengo having better hands than A7 just because of the name value, we saw in the playoffs that's not true. A7 is really strong. Chiari is as good a 1v1er as Makes is. I think Makes is better 1v5s, but Chiari's 1v1 really, really strong. Split push pressure is really high. Drake Hero is more of a carry player than Dizen is. And Skuro Telas is definitely more lane dominant and Trico damage. So the laning from A7 should on paper be more impressive. Vai ser só uma troca, tinha pouco mais de sinergia, e é interessante porque eles jogaram 8 jogos no lado azul do mapa nesse segundo split e venceram. I'm still not quite used to seeing Jax jungle either. Like in my head, Jax is a scaler, but he technically has good ganks with the early Counter-Strike, Leap Strike combo. Gap close plus CC. Plus pseudo tankiness because you ignore auto attacks with Counter-Strike.
Tomara que funcione, assim, o meta tá aí, não é à toa, né? E se você olhar o meta,
yeah, Skuro and Telas are not winning this lane so far. They're getting shoved early by this Sivir. Sivir also got nerfed. Her boomerang blade, like the Q poke, got reduced. Yeah, Ian Chaka just able to shove that in.
preocupado com essas compras.
Or observers desperately trying to change their client settings right now. I don't know if they using a different computer or something.
Eles ganharam o primeiro split, ganharam o segundo
Happens.
split, dominaram bastante o ano na Latin South, né?
Beleza, vamos lá. Ó, lane a lane, o jogo tá relativamente equilibrado. Você tem um pouquinho de vantagem para um lado, um pouquinho para o outro, mas eu não vejo nenhuma tendência muito exagerada de vantagem. Os caçadores estão...
Okay, topside Kiari is also winning out early.
Aquele primeiro pathing, primeiro caminho.
I feel like we saw this yesterday too.
De olho se alguém vai interferir antes em
The
alguma
Gwen
coisa.
into I can't remember what the matchup was, but Gwen was actually out farming early.
Essa possibilidade até mais
Which is
importante.
surprising.
O Shinzal de fazer isso é isso. Por isso que eu não parei de falar. Eu sabia que tinha sentinela.
Yeah, Chordy doesn't get a walk near this bush.
De tomar esse gank, né? Tem rota de colisão para os dois
That's
caçadores
just
por ali,
way
tá?
too scary.
Aí, ó, vão disputar esse aronguejo lá do topo. O Drake Hero tá com a vida muito detonada. Ele ainda perdeu o aronguejo. O Enga
Oh,
tá fechando.
nice collapse from Farm
Tá
Ben.
jogado pro alto.
Drake Hero's
Ele vai
dead.
tentar escapar, mas ficou difícil.
Really nicely played. Okay.
Pro follow.
A real
Okay.
é que no fim das contas ele
They are
tinha
matching
melhor
hands
dessa
really well.
situação ruim
Nice.
que ele tava. Ele não quis gastar o flash, ele até poderia ter pulado pela
That also
parede,
leaves Kiari in a
mas
kind
ele
of a bad
iria
position too,
cair
because
de cara com o
I think Kiari was
Ryze,
kind of
e
low-key
aí
banking
entre dar
on
uma bate pro
having
Shinzal e dar
Drake Hero gank
abate
early.
pro Ryze,
That's
uma
why he was playing so
assistência pra ele,
aggressively and
é
trading so
melhor
hard.
morrer no pit mesmo e ficar de boa. Agora o Shaka vai correndo
Really, that's
por
not
aqui,
happening.
o escuro e o Telas.
Flash pra sair do engage. Ainda assim o escuro vai ameaçando o Shadow. Ele tá com a vida bem detonada.
Oh.
Tem que flashar também.
Wait, this is really bad for Skrull Talus.
O time da
Telas?
Facet se dá bem.
I mean, it's good that Telas is spacing out, but
Flash do escuro. Telas fica por ali, não
yeah, they don't win
consegue
this.
achar a lâmina Zenith. Os
And the
caras
junglers are coming in together, so they know that follow is, well, following Drake Hero there.
Tem que se reposicionar. O follow tá posicionado.
Oh, okay, Yeah, I don't know about this. This is... A7 is actually hard throwing. Jeez.
E o escuro tinha barreira,
Like,
mas
Skrull has
não
barrier
conseguiu
too. If you're gonna
avançar
jump in like that, you need a barrier. And even then, I
usou
just don't think that's a
recurso
winning
que
trade
poderia
for
ter pego o abate
A7.
em cima do Shaka.
Like, you saw follow right behind them. Heck, even going to Ian Shaka there felt risky. I think you should have just killed Shadow.
Tomou aquela
Try and
pressão
burst out the
gigante,
support.
já tá com uma vantagem no farm, agora tem vantagem em que o
It
Shinzal
was
leva
squishier.
2/0.
Very, very
Começou
sus play.
num ritmo preocupante demais para Alpha 7.
Yeah, A7...
Pro Shinzal, tudo que ele quer é exatamente esse early game onde ele consegue
I mean, it's game one. They're taking
jogar,
some
já
risks.
consegue também
It's just
essa
really,
pressão
really
de
not
uns
working
3
out.
abates,
And
o que
maybe they got
coloca ele
baited too
como
yesterday
já
by
nesse
Sikar's
ponto.
performance.
E assim, sendo muito sincera, acho que os primeiros
Because yeah,
minutos
Farm
também
Ben,
vão acabar
they're not
porque
pushovers. They're
vai
taking this. They're
demorar
happy for it.
tempo agora pro Drake Hero conseguir se recuperar. A gente tá vendo o replay dessa jogada que de certa forma começou
Oof,
bem
I didn't even see
interessante
that
pra
dismount
Alpha
from
7,
Shadow is a
mas
little
eu
bit rough.
acho que quando eles recebem a informação de que o Drake Hero tá
Yeah, I just feel like Skuro was trying to maximize the Valkyrie damage was a mistake. He just needed to space for defensive. Like, this was already super rough. This to me is where it gets really dicey.
Eles já estão muito machucados e o Drake Hero também acaba demorando pra encaixar esse atordoar.
Yeah, using that flash like that, and then Skuro again just going in so aggressively. It's just not the right call.
Essa proposta que eles fizeram e aí entra de novo naquilo que a gente estava comentando.
Okay, Farm Ben in a fantastic spot right now. Mid lane too. Enga's not even falling behind RD Cap whatsoever. The Karma early pressure is not doing a thing to him. That's a huge win.
E eu acho que nessa agressividade toda que a Alpha 7 gosta de colocar, eles se perderam um pouquinho nessa luta.
Even bigger if Farm Ben can pick up one of the early objectives. Grubs or Dragon. If they can slow the game down, they're going to be in phenomenal position. Yeah, and it's very doable because Follow got 2 of the kills, so the Xinjiao, which the early bridge is very, very accelerated.
O escuro, bem ou mal, deu uma recuperadinha lá no farm do bot, mas ainda assim ficou atrás.
E é complicado porque a gente tava falando de uma bot lane onde o escuro era
Yeah, it feels really bad for Leona when she falls behind too. Bell strong into it. Skuro is just... What are we?
Esse abate vai conseguir acelerar e a gente tava comentando, né, que
Brother
ele ia ter
Skuro.
essa pressão na rota, ele ia conseguir fazer esse trabalho nesse começo de jogo, mas agora o Ian Shaka já não...
Don't get me wrong, some engages are hard to deal with. Rel's engage is not the easiest, but it does feel like Skuro is kind of playing too aggressively for that. And he's not Valking fast enough.
Com essa composição que eles têm, com o início desastroso que foi, eles só vão conseguir fazer esse jogo aí a partir dos 20 minutos.
I'm kind of scared that Corki's not really a teamfight AD carry either, or his teamfighting is not his strong suit.
Começar meio que atrás, aí
Unless your team can buy you space.
vir trazendo de volta. É meio que o que eles fizeram aqui
There we
no
go.
ciclo
Follow picking up that
desafiante
objective
pra
is
chegar
great,
nesse
and it's
ponto,
somewhat
né? A
desynced.
carinha é deles.
I don't know if A7 can actually cope with the grubs either.
Assim,
Ouro já tá meio
The reset timer
estragado.
for Farmvens,
perdeu tudo que podia perder.
Eu acho
not
que
the fastest, but it's good enough because A7's reset timer was
entre aspas,
similar. So
conforto da AlphaSet
yeah.
nessa situação.
É um conforto
Só que-
desconfortável, né?
É porque, por outro lado, pra FVN também é conforto. Eles
Legal, legal.
são um time que adoram dominar o early game. Se a gente for ver de porcentagem aí de primeira torre, é 68%
That got dropped in full vision
que
forward.
eles têm. O que
RD Gap has no
gosta da gente
TP,
trabalhar
yeah.
Isso, pressionam muito bem esse
So RD
early
Gap's
game.
gotta walk all the
O
way
win
up.
rate, quando eles estão à frente nos 15 minutos de jogo, é de 86% foi, né, nesse segundo split.
Scourge is getting
é um time que
wrecked
se
on the
sente muito
range.
confortável quando tem essa
trades.
situação e que gosta de jogos longos.
That's
Ou
one
seja,
grub gone.
Eles dominam o early game e não se importam de demorar muito pra fechar o jogo.
Tá aí, ó, a disputa
Two grubs
pelas
gone.
larvas já começou. O time da FVN pega o primeiro
Yeah.
viro. Pega dois,
Farmven are happy with that. They already got
pegou dois
the
viros, então já
feats
tem
once it
mais
goes down.
objetivo do lado deles. Fizeram
Really well played from Farmven. Very clean.
as duas
Very, very clean.
que dão já 2 pontos aí de monstros
Super
verdes
impressed.
É, a equipe da FVN vai disparando na frente de novo. É esperado, né? É mais esperado ainda por causa daquele desastre que
Pois é.
aconteceu na parte de baixo do mapa. Mas ainda assim,
Yeah,
agora
now
a
it
equipe da
gets
AlphaSet tem que
iffy for A7 because the traditional the strong point they should have been playing through was their mid lane.
estancar o sangramento, não
But
deixar
RD Gap's actually already
ainda
behind in
mais
CS on his support
espaço pra
champion.
FVN.
You can econ this, it's not the end of the world, but you also just didn't shut down Enga at all. Like Enga is the most farm player on the map, which is an absolute problem. Like Rice just wants to farm early. And then your Corki, which was like sort of the other lane that I was thinking they might try and play through, more just because Sivir's early game is not strong, has been completely nullified. Ian Shaka is ahead. I mean, Essence Reaver already completed, and Skuro has to dip into tiers, so I think A7 just turtle now, and then wait for the power spikes. Like one item power spike is when they play again, I guess. Shorty has flash, he'll be fine. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, brother, don't walk! Okay. Shorty just needed to keep on running. He had equalizer too, so he could have just cleared the wave coming in. That's really unfortunate. I am not as upset with Shorty for that, because how often do you play against a Jack jungle? Probably wasn't sure what the burst is. I mean, Jack's tops is a thing though, but... Oh, nice. But the dive from Farmven was very clean. Because Enga tanked it, Follow wasn't being aggroed by turret, so... Really nice dive from Farmven. And Tellus coming in clutch there. Oh. Shorty has no flash this time. If Drake Hero can get in range. Oh, the slow's not enough. The scrap shield was enough. Damn, okay. Farmven playing clean. One thing to note though is that Shorty did TP up there, so him being low on health and Kiari getting the TP advantage is kind of bad for Shorty. He has to base and lose at least one wave, maybe two. Yeah. That's a good call though. If he tried to stay around and greed for the wave to try and survive, the dive would have come through. Oh. Stun, perfect. Yeah, Farmven's just a lot cleaner right now. Their execution's really well played.
É, a equipe da FVN vai jogando rápido, o sangramento continua no final das contas. Essa torre vai ser muito punida, mas eu acho que muitos minions ainda para que
Yesterday we had so many pauses in the games too. This kind of sucks.
Como é que fica? Teve esse pause aqui, vamos ver a situação. O que aconteceu exatamente?
Yeah, Farmven's in a great position. I think they'll be fine regardless. A7 are... I just want to go back to game state. See what the game state is right when we pause. So RD Gap just died again. Or died, not again. He survived the last one, but that was still us covering. Turret should be fine. No AD carry here to take it. Yeah, A7 strong point is the top side of the map, but even then, strong is relative because Drake Hero is still losing right now. Kiari's trying really hard, but they They need to scale, and I just don't trust that their scaling will be fast enough. It's not like Fire and Ven doesn't have scaling either, so.
E aí nessa segunda tentativa ele acabou cedendo esse abate e esse Shinzal agora fica com 3 kills na mão.
Pra mim eu acho que o Random Gap tá muito preso. Ele tá muito
Yeah, at least the pauses are fairly short.
Não tá conseguindo movimentar.
Some of the CD pauses we got were
tá
long,
conseguindo
so.
se movimentar,
Like I'm not approving the pauses, but
o pause já passou,
it's not the
rapaziada,
end of the world.
rapidinho. Vamos de volta pro jogo.
Aí então, de volta pro jogo, vamos ver o que acaba acontecendo, que tá muito acelerado. A gente vinha falando que a FVN tinha essa composição que ia chamar mais o jogo, né? Que ia tentar acelerar. Eles estão fazendo isso de maneira primorosa, principalmente com o Shinzal. 3 abates, vocês já falaram, ele vai ser um problemaço agora pro resto do jogo. Esse Shinzal assim, ele fica...
Yeah, as long as Fire and Ben group up or have equal numbers, I think they'll be fine, pretty much. Well, and Kiari's not the fight. If Kiari gets there, maybe there's a chance, but I don't hold out much hope. A little bit disrespectful from A7 approaching this way. And really nice setup from Fire and Ben. The amount of ward cover they put down as well. With On the Hunt, those... So A7 basically kind of disrespected a little bit in that usually you can't from this bush reach that bush normally, or not the entire team can do it. If you do, that's all your mobility blown. But with On the Hunt, it's actually a very reliable way for Varven to get a catch. A7 just needs to be hyper aware of that.
Não é, cara. O time da Alpha 7 vai sendo completamente dominado. Perderam o Drake Hero no meio dessa briga, perderam o dragão, perderam torre.
Yeah, unfortunately, Drake Hero is not the hero A7 need around Drakes right now.
Vai aumentando, a vantagem de mapa gigante. E aqui o Kiari legal, mas não vai conseguir fazer mais nada, porque o Chorg tira os minions, limpa os minions com o ultimate.
Yeah, I like the idea to just put Skirr in the safe lane and let Telas roam out to Kiari, but...
Olha como é muito mais fácil para FVN executar, né? Eles conseguem com o Shadow fazer uma boa entrada. Vem a sequência com o Enga que bate muito bem.
Yeah, zero hesitation on Shadow there.
Bate muito bem protegido ali pelo follow, que também entra, consegue abate. Era o que a gente estava falando desde o começo do pick ban, desde o começo do draft.
Yeah, A7, it's just illegal for A7 to approach objectives where they don't have vision control at this point.
Essas jogadas de resposta com a composição que eles têm. Estamos acompanhando aí o Ouro das Barricadas, 745 pro time da FVN, que como eu falei, né, eles gostam muito de dominar esse começo de jogo e aqui estão totalmente na zona de conforto.
Aqui tá rolando um espanco. O time da FVN tá conseguindo ganhar tudo que quer, fazendo tudo que se propõe, vai acabar essa onda de minas e só por isso essa torre não vai cair, mas o Random Gap não consegue defender. O follow tá aqui, são 3 jogadores.
Na torre, ele morre.
Apontou.
Oh, RD Gap is just being bullied. Telas is there and has Solar Flare, but I think they're ahead enough now that, yeah. Oh, the Insta Cleanse as well. The Summoner Spellbook. Odd Seal Spellbook, pardon me. Doing a lot of work. A7, yeah, if A7 keep chasing, they're just gonna get wiped. Ike though, I think A7 are kind of lost in the sauce right now. Like, I'm not seeing comeback. Like, signs of comeback from them. It just feels like they're trying to go back to laning, but Fire and Ben's not giving them any opportunity to. Fire and Ben's playing really fast. It's really good. Okay. There's a TP from behind. Is this the turnabout moment? Can they do it? Oh, onto Shorty as well. Okay. There we go. Well played from A7. I don't even know how I feel about this drag, this Herald. Like, Equalizer is still available. Telas is low. I hate this. I hate that Telas went back in. Yeah, okay. Really, really nice steal from Follow. Also, just, I hate this from A7 right now. I absolutely loathe this from A7 right now. Yeah, that's game. That's absolute game. Inchak a triple kill on the Sivir. And Shorty gets away. Yeah, A7. Freaking A. They are such a high variability team, and today they are just rolling ones. It's snake eyes all the way across. Actually, Liz, are you from Argentina? I know that you're a South supporter. I just don't know if you have a particular country as well that you identify for. This was just terrible. Like, this initial start was fine, and even RD Gap opting for Shorty, I kind of get because the equalizer is so scary. You weren't sure your team could follow up, fine, you push that out. But going back here to me was a huge mistake. You're now in the pit with equalizer on the table. Even if they can't kill you, they can force you out. And Telas hopping in is just suicidal. Like there's just no benefit to getting the Yoda in there. You're guaranteed to die, so that's a guaranteed kill you're giving over. Just terrible. Oh yeah, Gringa. Yeah, Gringa. Oh, they got Shorty.
Só pra completar, de novo a gente vê o Ian Chaka muito bem posicionado.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the South players are either from Argentina or Chile.
Tudo que se vê que é isso, ficar de longe conseguindo bater.
This one's the full Argentinian team.
Muito dano e agora bem na torre, tá?
Kazi's Argentinian as well, I think.
Mais uma de suas defesas caindo. A primeira linha de torres toda já foi pro chão. A Alpha 7 tá tentando trabalhar na base de pick-off, Colossus, mas assim, ó, vai ter outro objetivo aqui.
Good for A7 that they finally got a pick on Shorty, but also it just feels like very little, very late. I'm also very worried that RE Gap got crushed this badly on Karma. Like, Karma is one of the safer mids you can pick up. I'm not... Maybe it's just unfamiliarity with the champion, because... Okay. Kiari zoning on the side. Man, Shinja ult just messes things up. Is Solar Flare not up? Oh, Solar Flare literally just came up for Telos. That's so bad. Okay, they're killing Ian Chaka. Oh, Kiari with the needlework. That was actually kind of necessary. Can they do this? They might be able to do this. Holy crap. Nope, they can't. Anger's gonna wreck Skura. Oh, wait, Ayo? Okay, that... I did not see that coming. I'm actually really shocked they 7-1 that. Or win even, which is a win when you're behind. That is insane. Wait, that's actually crazy. Hellas died without even getting his solo flare off too, because it came off cooldown just as after he died, so... I want a replay on that. Did they just spread their damage wrong? I know that Ian Chaka got zoned out for most of that fight. Kiari started zoning him initially, and then Skrull came in. He's not ready to do this yet. Apparently, yeah, Skrull is popping off. I actually, I kind of counted Skrull out of it, because the Corki has range issues in a lot of these fights. But if he can get the 1v1 with Sivir, I guess he wins the 1v1 still. Yeah, that's still point for Fireman still. Fireman is still stronger at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just Ian Chaka getting zoned out early that cost him that fight. But I'm not 100% sure. Okay, Fireman wants Atakan. Atakan's a lot harder to take than the Dragon, so... Oh, they caught Kiari and Drakira. Yep, okay. Good catch from Farben. Like, I get what A7 are doing there. They are on the losing side. They have to take some risks. So, they went for the risk. It did not pay out. They got sniffed out.
Assim, ele tomou um pick-off, né? Mas tem uma parada que eu tô pra falar. Se tem uma parada que historicamente os times latinos fazem e sabem fazer e basicamente baseiam um jogo em fazer, é briga, cara. Você pode notar que eles eles não fazem mais nada a não ser, olha, vê um herói, vamos pra cima dele.
Honestly, considering Farben was so far in the lead, the amount of petals that they picked up were actually... Like, A7 was doing a good job picking up petals. Unfortunately, Atakan did go over the way of Farben, so... So that last fight gives me hope that A7 can still fight this. Like, all the compositional stuff we were talking about at the beginning, about the scaling and how the comps are going to interact, still apply, so...
todos os objetivos, as porcentagens eles são muito altas. Provavelmente é em decorrência disso. Eles lutam, acham espaço para pegar abate, já faz
Dude, Follow is 7-1 and 6. Holy crap.
Mas por outro lado, a Alpha 7 tem
He's been doing work on this Shinja.
também, que acaba sendo o que favorece muito eles. Eles entendem muito bem divisão. Eles trabalham isso.
Drakira, though, managed to still pick up a bunch of kills, even though he's died a lot too.
Tem uma parada que você falou antes, Fogueta, que eu tava matutando.
The big gap is here in the mid lane. This is a huge issue.
time que passa muito
Like, I knew
forte,
Engo was good, but
domina todos os
I did not
estados
expect
de
this sort of
early game
gap to open up.
e tem tempo de jogo muito grande, pô, esses caras se perdem.
Again, Karma is one of the
Em
better
algum
mids for
momento,
playing
esses
low
caras se
econ,
perdem
but
aí
it's
dentro
just
do-
when a
dentro
Rise
do
is that
jogo,
fed, it
porque
becomes a
se você
problem.
domina o early game, é esperado
Engo's
que os
like hyper
jogos
defensive build too.
terminem mais rápido. Se eles
Servers
estão
Embrace,
perdendo,
Rod of Ages
tem
fully
espaço
stacked,
pra
plus
Alpha 7
Seekers.
voltar, tem espaço pra Alpha 7 jogar no conforto deles, que é trazer jogo de volta.
É até curioso que os jogos da final contra a SK era sempre
I think they pretty much have to just
4
ignore
jogos
Inga initially and leave Screw to clean them up after. Oh,
Provavelmente é o que vai acontecer aqui também, Gruntar.
Tem mais uma briga, o Keren tá com a vida muito detonada.
this fight is hella messy.
Linha de frente.
It's a good start for A7, but it's hella messy. Drake Hero's zoning out so many people too.
Ele é eliminado, Drake
Ah,
Hero
not enough.
também acaba caindo.
Follow.
Follow agora vem com tudo.
Okay.
É aquele X
Yeah, I know. They can't. Not enough.
que
Ian Shaka managed to get the damage on the back.
geral.
And zone him out.
três.
Well played from Farman.
Eliminações,
Okay.
FVN domina a partida.
They're not giving.
Parecia que
After the
esse
one
jogo
screw up, I think they're much more careful not to give
ia
A7 what they need
estar
to win.
fazendo a diferença e, de fato, ele
Yo,
está
Full didn't even use
na
Crescent Guard
frente,
actually.
vive
Damn.
esse Shinzal, não cessa o avanço, tá sempre em cima, sempre dominando. São 9 abates pro follow, cara. Que parada indecente.
Agora o setup de luta deles foi certinha pro que precisa ser mesmo, né? Então frontline pro Ian Shaka ficar...
Yeah, I think for game 2, just looking forward to game 2 at this point because I think as long as Farmville play properly, they won't lose this game.
Das suas habilidades, né? A gente até vê aqui que tava esquisito, eles estavam...
Dude,
no
Follow
local
zoned out.
mas o Follow rapidamente
Scuro.
se junta e vai pra cima
And
do
already
Chiari.
gap at the
O
back
Delas
for
também
quite a
fica
bit.
muito exposto. Drake Hero fez uma jogadaça indo pra cima de 3 jogadores aqui da FVN, inclusive
Then
o
he
Ian
cut over
Shaka,
to the other
mas ele
side.
acaba sendo derretido pela força já.
Yeah.
dessa Severita
No,
também,
Farmville spaced really
e
well.
aí o Ian Shaka fica com um espaço muito livre pra conseguir
I
bater
think
de
Shorty's
longe.
just going to be the
E como a gente
sacrificial
tava
lamb
falando,
for all of these
né,
fights.
ele
I'd actually
já
love to see
falando
Shorty
dessa
pick up a
Severita,
quick
tem que jogar dali pra
Zonias.
frente. E eu acho
Or
que é
yeah,
nisso
start with
que
the Seeker's
a
component.
precisa tomar um pouco de
Just because he can
cuidado,
still cook
porque
people while
até
he's in
levando em
golden.
consideração as armas que eles têm pra iniciação,
And if we see Draco and Chiari kind of burn their mobility tools on the Rumble and then he just goes golden, they just take a lot of damage. They don't have a good way to... And they also can't just leave him behind. Yeah, but I think this one's pretty much done and dusted at this point. A7 going to game 2, I think they tried a bit of cheese and it just feels like they're not familiar with it.
Pô, Rumble,
Like, I'm okay with damage over low compositions, but
Crazy.
RD gap on this Karma just had 0 impact.
Exatamente onde a gente acabou de
Also, I think they just need to kind of play out the early game a little bit better. Don't give over free kills.
Querem forçar a briga no local mais próximo. Ponto
And maybe it's
positivo pra
playable.
gente, Chiari tá na frente do
But
ouro.
more likely than not, I think we just see like an Ornn or tank from Chiari and just front to back with this comp.
Mais de
With this,
frente dele. Ponto
team.
negativo. Três
Or
tanques
potentially
de
we see
vantagem.
Chiari on Mbessa or
Essa
something and
carta
Drake Hero on Sejuani.
não
Like,
funcionou.
I think they're gonna
Não
go
foi
switch back to
assim
a more
de
standard
forma
comp after this.
pra equipe
There's just a
da
bigger margin of
Alpha
error when you've got
7
tanks on your team.
Recordar, né? Follow não tem freio, meu amigo.
Shadow's got
Vem realmente
fantastic flank
pra
position.
cima da galera da Alpha 7 que vai ter que brigar. Se não é alma,
Yeah, Drake Hero's dead.
adversário. Entrada do chão.
Oh, the 5-man Magnet Storm. Oh, that was gorgeous from Shadow. And Shorty lives this time. Was that 20 health? 20 something? 30 something? Oh, GG.
Que agora vem pra cima, pra dentro da base.
Aqui é pra fechar o jogo, não tem onda
I guess
de
Guru
minions,
is
tá
ready to lose now.
longe a onda de minions, mas a equipe da FVN
I mean, he did a good job holding out
vai
the
tomar
early
conhecimento,
game, but
vai começar a
yeah.
alvejar essa torre, tem o teleporte do Rumble chegando e vai cair T3, vai cair inibidor. Não acho que eles vão fechar o jogo ainda, porém eles vão pegar a alma e vão ficar numa boa posição pra fazer o Baron. Eles estão querendo... Não, beleza. É que tem... Eles estão no mapa Hextech, né? Eles saem muito rápido.
É inibidor, alma e barão.
É isso aí. Esse é o que a cartilha diz, né, Bruta?
Tá na cartilha.
Esse é um 1, 2, 3 daqui pra frente. Esse jogo tá
Yeah,
muito...
just dotting their eyes, crossing the
A gente
T's at this
tá
point.
falando isso, né? Tá muito desenhado pra equipe da FVN. Alpha 7
Baron's
tá
open as well.
bater de
They just
frente.
reset, go for
A
Baron.
real é que a gente não
If
trouxe
A7 shows up, they get wiped.
tanto de volta assim jogos. Pô, o dano do follow tá uma indecência, cara.
E até trazendo um pouco aquele ponto que você levantou sobre ele se perder.
Sorry,
não
did
acho que
Drake
foi
Hero opt to
Mas na
move
real é que a gente
downwards?
não
Or did he
trouxe
just...
tanto de volta
No,
assim
he was
jogo.
just really...
Pô, o dano do
Okay.
follow tá uma
Yeah.
indecência, cara.
Conseguir encontrar ângulos ali e momentos que, como o Gruntar falou, no dedo. O escuro garantiu aqueles abates no dedo.
Like, I get for A7 that they don't want to
Então,
just group
mostra
up
que
and
a
run it
Alpha
like a
7
death
pode
ball,
sim
and they
voltar
want
lá
flank
também.
positions.
Acredito que eles
But I feel like
precisam aí de
they're...
um draft onde eles estejam um pouco
It just
mais
looks really bad
focados
because
com a
Farman keeps
execução.
sniffing out
O
all
Rumble
the
ele
flank
acaba
engages,
sofrendo demais
and then
pra
just punishing
atacar,
whoever's
consegue ser
isolated.
efetivo. E a gente tá vendo aí no gráfico de ouro na
That's
tela,
huge
ó,
props
o
to
jogo
Farman.
inteiro
And
na
now that
mão
they've
da
got
FVN,
the...
e em momento nenhum essa diferença virou
The
pra
Hextech Soul was
Alpha 7.
taken off screen
Foram
during the
pequenos
replay.
momentos mesmo
It's
de
super GG.
brilhantismo individual que conseguiu trazer uma uma esperança assim para eles nesse primeiro jogo. E vamos aguardar para ver as construções de draft nos próximos jogos dessa série, né?
Então, eu tô com você, Fogueta. Esse draft pra mim não funciona.
Até porque eu acho que mesmo nesses momentos onde eles, por exemplo, beleza, tem o ator Eduardo Jack.
The listeners did not like the A7 draft either.
Esse bom trabalho também, mas falta
I don't know, I could kind of see it working, but not after they threw the early lead. And just very high execution comp. I guess I've been somewhat desensitized because the A7 does sometimes opt for some higher risk compositions, so...
E eles não têm defesa nenhuma pra esse campeão nesse momento.
Vai só tomando poke agora. Vai só tomando.
I still don't like the Rumble Shinjao. It's just that Follow got so far hit that it kind of didn't matter. Yeah. That's Chiari kind of just throwing his Hail Mary. Yeah. Follow just got so incredibly far hit from the early game. He played the Shinjao really, really well. He made this game look super easy because they had such an aggressive front line who could also just threaten carries. And A7 technically were all carries, they didn't have a true tank. GG Farenven, the first win for the LRS in the promo tournament. They're getting revenge. And Farenven being the sole remaining team, right, from the LRS, because yesterday's game was unfortunately a single elimination, so Sikar went home. Farenven getting revenge for them. Yeah, Yin Shaka and Shadow, because they're in Sivir, the laning didn't look amazing, but they were crushing the 2v2 as well. I don't know if it's Skuro and Tellus like screwing up their lane, because the one time they kind of panned down, that the kill we saw bot side, that was definitely Skuro and Tellus just screwing up their own lane. But if you're a Brazilian fan right now, you are hoping that it's a one-off mistake from Skuro and Tellus that they can hold. Because if not, yeah, if Farenven have 2 winning lanes and topside Shorty was fine, like top lane is the lane I feel like it's easiest to just neutralize the lane. Farenven having winning lanes is huge.
Eu acho que foi a construção como todo, sabe? Eu acho que eles foram deixando a Farenven ficar com escolhas muito confortáveis. Então veio um Rumble, a resposta ali, como a gente acompanha, foi de Cork e Gwen, sabe? Essas escolhas que vieram aí nas primeiras, nos first picks, foram um pouco esquisitos. E até levando em consideração...
Actually, what does Farenven's top laner? He's also a carry style player, so... Yeah, a lot of Rumble. Yeah, I think Mbessa is going to be the high prio.
Vai deixar tudo isso mesmo.
Tudo pros caras, né? Pra mim,
like high key?
A Karma foi o problema desse jogo aí, nessa série.
Wait, what's the draft again? Who got counterpicked? Yeah, I think Mbessa is super high prio. I would actually like to see A7 just take blue side and prio the Mbessa. Potentially. Mid's wide open enough that you don't need a prio. Jungle's got a lot of options too.
Se você olha pro jogo, você vê o random gap travado no mid e
80 carries the other role that kind of BC prios, but I don't think you need to B1 it. I think in game 2 you can still B2, B3 it potentially. Yeah, there was indeed a random gap that showed up in the mid lane there. It really didn't work out. Yeah, this comp needed to snowball early right from the get-go, basically. But instead it was the Jax that got shut down. And RD Gap never actually got to roam, which I think was the big problem. Skuro did better than I expected, given that the Corki had to play such short range. I think he positioned fantastically. But the laning, Skuro and Tellus need to win lane. Yeah, that's clean. That curve. Barely a hitch.
Dos dois times, eles estavam no local que eles queriam e a Alpha 7 também estava no local que a Farenven queria. O tempo
okay, I think A7, blue side, prioritize Mbessa. That's the single biggest prio pick right now. There are tanks after this as well, but... And then maybe Drake Hero just go on like a Maokai, Skarner, Sejuani, go tanky. Bot, I'm curious which way they'd want to play it. Whether they want to just go for like laning, like Lucian or something. Potentially Varus, or they just want to go hyperscalers.
Jogo, exato, essa jogada do
Guru
Bolt.
to me was
Mas
never like a
essa do
huge
Drake Hero
hyperscaling
já
player,
mostra
but
o problema do random gap, né? Como ele tava tão travado na rota
Ok.
que ele não conseguia nem se
it
movimentar
gotta be
pra
quite okay
auxiliar
to see.
quando
I mean,
o
he
Ryze
can
subiu.
play. It's not like he
E sendo que
can't.
o Ryze
He has
demorou
played
pra
quite a bit of it
subir, né?
too.
Então já demonstra um pouco
Mostly
dessas
Sivir and
dessas
Ezreal.
dificuldades aí dessa carga.
Maybe just pick the
Mas
Ezreal
pra
for
mim, eu tô
Skuro
100% com
down
vocês.
bot.
Essa jogada do bot foi o que definitivamente aí cravou essa primeira vitória da Farenvai.
Se aquela cravou, essa daí cimentou o caminho.
É que
Yeah,
eu
this
acho
is
que
a
também
slightly depressing highlight reel for
É,
A7.
então.
For
esse
Farmvent
essa
though,
foi a briga do Arauto, né?
yeah, like
A
Shorty
Farenvai
getting away with
encontrou
this was
alguns
kind of
minutos pra
nutty.
fazer uma boa jogada ali.
O problema é o
A lot of
time, eu acho.
the problem is a lot of what actually impressed me about Farmvent is not even the team fights that we're seeing; it's the way they set up for the team fights. And that's partially on A7 for walking in blind, but it felt like Farmvent almost always had vision control over wherever they wanted to fight. And then this is the part of the game where like Follow was just so incredibly hit. I think at this point he had like 7 kills or something like that. He was just not killable. So A7 was trying to play around him, but Xin Zhao does have a lot of base damage, so you kind of can't ignore him in fights.
Não tinha muito espaço, não tinha muito o que fazer já nesse ponto aí. Aí os caras já estavam com alma, estavam com baro, estavam com um jogo inteiro nas
I like how
mãos.
only Follow went in there.
Pô, irmão,
Everybody else walked the
sobrou
distance.
nessa partida aqui, tá? Ele sobrou nessa partida. Drake Hero tentou legal, né? Ele ainda trouxe. E eu acho que a equipe da
It's funny too because I didn't think of
meio
Follow was
conseguiu
necessarily like a huge
desestabilizar
carry
o
jungler.
jogo por
So
causa daqueles pick-offs que eles fizeram ali no meio.
watching him absolutely pop up like this.
Aquelas kills que o
I'm getting like
trazer
similar
também
feelings to how I felt about
importantes.
Flamengo yesterday, where I
Mas,
didn't.
enfim,
You look at a
esse foi,
sample,
então,
like
o
it's
nosso
not
primeiro confronto
like
dessa
carry
série do
junglers.
Game. Sim,
I mean, I guess
tem
Nocturne.
muita coisa
He's a
pra
really high
acontecer.
KDA on
A
Nocturne
gente
too.
vai pra um rápido intervalo e daqui a pouquinho a gente tá de volta.
Interesting. So his highest KDAs are actually on carry champs. Oh no, his Sedge is 14.0 as well. One game. Yeah. I'm just thinking right now. The other, because red side is so high prioed, I can also see a world in which they opt for red side and then you just do the Mbessa Renekton trade, where Renekton wins early, but Mbessa outscales. And then, but then my biggest problem for Alpha 7 right now is just that I don't know. Like random gaps mid lane pool. Do we just go for counter picks? Does he have good counter picks? I feel like his pool is rather like instead of countering lanes, I always felt like RD Gap was more like facilitating or following up. Like he played a lot of Annie Oriana. Those are his preferred champs. And even when he picks things like Aurora or Yone, I don't feel like it's counter picks. Like he's just picking them. So I just feel like blue side's way better for A7 right now. Maybe after this game, like after Mbess is off the table, I could see A7 going red side and giving counter pick to Chiari. But right now, I just feel like the Mbessa is too high value. Okay, so we'll see. My prediction is A7 blue. 2 minutes. Yeah. Armin played really fast though. Like Flamengo played fast yesterday, but that was because Sikar also opted into the fast games. But today, even when A7 wanted to slow it down, Armin was really good at just picking up the pace. Michael, if anything, my complaint for CD the split was that they actually played it too slow for me. Like there were times, especially Cade Academy, especially them, because they were crushing some of the lanes, but then they would slow the hell down in mid game. And I'm not sure if that's just a symptom of Quats specifically, because he's always played slow in playing Gaming Academy, or maybe because Kissy was new, but they played really slow. Kaboom would also stall out after the early game. If they didn't, even if they win their lanes, like they just kind of brute force stuff. Ace 7 was actually one of the better teams for, I think, closing out fast. I'm trying to think who else played fast. Corinthians did at times. Oh, Los Grandes did as well, I think. Actually, let's just check their direct stats. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. stats. Game duration. Damn, okay. Cade actually played faster than I thought. Well, wait, did they have win rate? Yeah, okay. 2/3. It wasn't that fast. Interesting. Wait, yeah, okay. Cade's still down in the playoffs. That's why I had an image of them being slow. Corinthians was fast, yeah. A7 I remember being decently quick as well. Kaboom slowed down a lot in the playoffs because they weren't winning their lanes as much. Compare this to... Actually, wait, I can just check this way. Fernven's average game time. 34:30. You're actually slower than CD. What? Interesting. I wonder... Is that because of some specific games?
Tá aí então a skin do Mundial
Get rid of that.
2020, que é do Shinzal, que inclusive tá maravilhoso, né?
Or I guess if I do 35, whatever ends before that.
Vocês aí de casa que uma parte dos lucros da venda dessa skin
No, they had quite a few games go beyond that. Interesting.
do Rhodes 2025,
Huh.
que inclusive eu já estou muito hypada.
Shinzal com harmonização facial, Colossus.
Queixudo, ele tá queixudo, mas tá legal, tá legal.
Okay,
tá legal.
stats are not matching the eye
Essa
test.
skin é
Interesting.
sacanagem, tá? Essa skin é muito bonita. Eu acho ela, pô, excepcional. Tá dentro do hall das melhores do Shinzal.
Oh, bom, vamos voltar. Não vamos entrar no tier list de skins. Vamos voltar aqui pro nosso...
Oh, one side that did
sétimo
match up is
jogo
just
dessa
more
vida do
blood
torneio de
in the
promoção.
Horus.
E a
Maybe that's why
Alpha
it
7 fez a
feels
escolha do lado azul, então muda-se, troca-se o lado aí da
faster.
defesa pra esse segundo jogo. E eu já acho essa mudança super importante, tá? Eu acho uma mudança muito importante. Como eu comentei, pra Farenvai, o lado azul é de extremo conforto. Não perderam desde o...
Okay, so A7 did opt for the blue side.
Da
Nice.
LRS. Não perderam nenhum jogo do lado azul. Começaram pelo lado azul
Oh,
e
yeah.
também não perderam. E agora a Alpha 7 faz essa proposta de troca. Inclusive, quero já ver como é que vai ser essa primeira escolha. Porque eu acho que também já é
Maybe they opted for the ridge strategy. I don't actually believe that, but
que tá aí, galera, então, piques e bans.
just trying to get out the OP
O
picks.
time da Alpha 7 tem que fazer um draft diferente, porque desse jeito que foi aí, eles voltam a ser Alpha 7 da fase regular.
Varus banned
Então,
again. Wait,
aquele bicho papão
so
que
let's
foi no
see what they
playoff
banned
fica
last
do
game and
lado,
compare the
então,
bans.
Eles precisam ter ferramentas no
It's
draft
just
pra
perma
poder
J4 ban?
jogar.
Okay.
Para jogar um early game, né?
Hmm.
Eles ficaram muito...
Interesting.
pô, pra jogar depois
Because Drake
do
Hero plays a
minuto,
pretty
eles
mean
viram
J4
que
as well, but
acontece
like I said, I think he just
errado,
switches back
né?
to tank this
Chegou
game,
nos
so
últimos minutos, os
I'm just
caras
taking that
em
out.
posição pra contestar e pra jogar mais cedo,
Are they going to ban Galio again? I think they can leave Galio open, especially now that Rumble's off the table. If it's in the mid lane, I think Enga has counters. Like, you can just play a Yone or something into the Galio.
Não deu outra, cara.
E é até curioso que a Alpha 7 fez essa escolha da Karma.
Aurora
Comentou
ban.
muito em cima dessa escolha que eles trouxeram. E o
Let me just
primeiro
check
banimento da
something.
Farenvai
Is
é
Enga...
exatamente na N.
Yeah, Enga didn't even play Aurora that much. I mean, it's a good fit. It's a great champion for Enga, I think. And I don't know if Artie Gap is an answer to it. It's just I'm surprised. Ori ban?
Teve que trazer aquela Karma, não conseguiu executar muito bem, não conseguiu participar muito bem com o time. E não me surpreenderia se a escolha dele já viesse.
Ori's a little bit too
nesse
dangerous to leave
2-3,
open.
sabe?
Pior que eu gostava daquela Karma pro bot.
Especially when I feel like Artie Gap specializes on these sort of champions, which,
Eu entendo.
like
É
good
uma
decision-making
situação bem
champions,
complicada
AoE champions.
nas outras peças. Não tinha como fazer
They don't
isso,
test
então
your
acabaram
mechanics
tendo
quite as
que botar
much.
isso no suporte. Só que aí o time ficou empenado do mesmo jeito, Colossus.
Eu tive a impressão de que o Alpha 7 meio que foi no tanto
I know it's super weird, but I'm
como
best the first pick.
tem
Again,
Shinzal, vamos counterar com
that's my
Jax.
call.
E aí, como é que a gente vai fazer a composição ao redor disso?
What?
Faz aí.
No primeiro jogo, a Alpha 7 baniu o Jarvan também, igual nesse.
Eles baniram já.
That is a
agora.
choice and a half from
Exatamente,
Chiari.
exatamente não, porque agora eles baniram Varus, né? Porque trocou de side.
É interessante.
If you're
porque
confident, you can pick the
costuma
Ambessa
ser a
into
escolha
this.
prioritária
Like, you
do
lose early, but you
Shinzal,
outscale.
né? Então, eles fizeram essa
I feel like this is a
escolha
challenge
de
that Chiari's
mas
almost
não
throwing down.
priorizaram na escolha de pique. Então, acredito
Okay.
que a proposta mesmo era essa grande preocupação, então a gente deixa esse Shinzal passar e a gente responde de outra forma.
I think right now Jinx is
Shinzal,
better
pra
than
mim, é um
Yunara,
campeão muito forte,
but you also need to make sure the other
e
team
até
doesn't have a
você
lot of
não
heavy dives,
priorizar
so
essa escolha,
I
e agora,
don't know if I
primeiro
feel
pick
like
da
Jinx
Alpha 7
here
é
would be
no
fine. I really
Electro,
want to wait
então a
for
gente vê também uma
B4
prioridade
B5.
pra que o Chiari
If you wait for
tenha um
later,
pouco mais de
then
conforto E a Faren vai
Oh,
responder
okay.
com essa e o Nara, que o Yanshaka gosta demais de jogar. Tem ali funcionamento muito parecido com a Sivir, que ele acabou
Silent to Renekton is always kind of
executou
funny for
muito
me
bem.
because
Inclusive, ele teve
Renekton can
MVP
just break
com
a
essa
shield,
campeã nesse segundo split,
and he's got the
e já
dash to
traz
kind of
alguns
dodge out
jogadores
on the
Que é a mesma coisa, porque
decimating
vai
smash.
estar lá pra
So,
dominar a bot
like
lane.
laning wise,
Mas
I think
com
Renekton
dois
stands fine. It's
abaixo
just that
do
Silent
lado
out skills and just ignores you anyways. So.
Exatamente isso, é exatamente isso. Não tem tanto clear quanto a Sivir, né? Não domina tão
I
bem a
didn't.
lane
I've
quanto a
never liked
Sivir,
Kaisa into
embora
Yunara. I mean, she
tenha
did
mais
get
jogos
nerfed.
que
Maybe
vai
Kaisa is
conseguir
better
limpar,
into
mas
this
ainda
matchup now.
assim é um pick perigoso.
Eu acho
It is a very
interessante
short range
trazer
comp.
pra aquilo que você comentou durante o
Enga
outro
always
bloco,
hovers the
que
Anivia.
a Faren
Did he
vai,
play
assim
it back in the
como
day in
muitos
Brazil?
times da região deles, é um time que gosta de
I
luta,
don't
eles gostam
recall,
de
but
profundidade.
I do remember
E
him
eu acho
hovering
que a
it.
Yunara conversa muito bem com esse estilo de jogo, né?
Or he
Porque
hovers it.
o foco dela não é tanto nos minions, porque é bater na teamfight, é ter espaço pra ela conseguir encaixar o seu dano. E bom, o cara tem o MVP, já vimos aí com a Sivir, que é um tipo de jogo que ele gosta
Okay.
de dominar
Got there
bastante.
for Rakan.
Por outro lado, a Alpha 7 responde com Nico e Kai'Sa.
I kind of feel like you don't
muito
really want or need the
do que a
Rakan
gente
into
tá
the
vendo
Nico,
aqui
but
pra
okay.
esse 1-2-3, tá? Já é bem diferente.
Pra mim a Nico bem dominante aí na parte inferior do mapa, gosto bastante dela. Colossus, acho que ela tem tudo de bom, tem um pouquinho de dano, ajuda o AD
So we're looking for mid jungle for
Gosto
A7
bastante dessa Nico e a Kai'Sa
for both
acompanha bem
lanes.
tudo isso.
É,
For both
eu quero
teams.
ver o que vem a mais pra essa
Hello,
Kai'Sa,
Lunar.
o que vem pra fazer essa entrada
Good morning.
mais forte. A gente não tem o
Afternoon,
passador
whatever time
ainda.
zone it is you're in.
Talvez uma Sejuani, mas eles baniram o Trundle agora. Na real, a Sejuani até fica legal de selecionar. Eu quero que a Alpha 7 pegue algo mais
Okay.
parrudo pra selva.
If anything, I would have thought Farmvin wanted the Trundle themselves, because I expect to see, like I said, Drake Hero pick a tank
Eu
this
até
game.
achei, Fogueta, que a Alpha 7 não tava tão
Though I
bem
guess,
fincada
maybe
nesse
not. With the
jogo.
Kai'Sa, it's not a hyper skill, it's not a front to back.
Alinhados no que
You want
cada
divers.
queria fazer.
E a gente vai ver nessa construção de draft que eles estão propondo, são 3 campeões que entram, né? Então a Nico talvez
I still think like a Sejuani here for
a
A7 would go really well with the Kai'Sa. Would be one way to get past Sion and also have enough consistent damage to shut him down. With the Nico and Kai'Sa, you have enough magic damage that you don't you can afford to not pick another magic damage source. Yeah, okay. Judgment's good because again, Yone's edge is really strong.
Para que dê tempo do flanco do Renekton acontecer, para que dê tempo da Kat se reposicionar.
Kina? Whose comp do I like more right now? I'm leaning slightly towards Farnven, but not by much. Like it's pretty even. It depends on how they round these comps out so far. They're here to watch A7 win with their biggest hater. I'm not their biggest hater. Their game 1 was pretty bad though. Their game 1 makes me feel very validated about my ongoing concerns about them. Okay. Azir ban, they're just trying to remove the front to back. They don't. I feel like they're fine though with trying to deal with backline right now. They have a lot of dive.
Pra mim, ele já tem uma teamfight bem
They could even have more dive. Like there's Galio potentially mid. I'm just thinking what jungle here. Ooh, good removal. Really good. This Nocturne pick, to me, it's got so much value. And one of the biggest values is denying it away from a Drake Hero. If they went like Galio Nocturne here, they could have dual backline very easily. I mean, they can still go Galio if they want for the
Vai depender do
Kai'Sa,
mid
but-
também, né? Será que sobra uma Oriana ali?
Não, a Oriana já foi banida. Eles mesmos baniram
Ooh.
Então, Oriana não é
Okay.
uma opção.
Pantheon did get nerfed. He's a lot slow in the jungle.
Acompanha o Nock, né? Vai acompanhar
Legal.
um pouquinho o Nock, né?
Globalidade.
Ele consegue fazer essa globalidadezinha. Eu acho
Okay,
uma
I like the
escolha.
Farmven
É
comp
dos
more,
bonecos
the more I see.
prioritários aí da selva, eu já gosto muito mais desse
I
ponto
actually
do Jack do jogo
really.
passado.
Yeah, I am not a fan of this A7 comp.
Ok.
É globalidade legal aí.
It's double
Eu
globals,
gosto de Panther
but
ali, Fogueta, eu gosto
Sim.
porque
yeah, I would have preferred the Galio there for
a Thalia dá
A7
aquele puxão
Victor's
pra
really
o
strong here.
puxão do Panther. Eu sei que o Panther vai falar assim, ó, Thalia, esse maluco
Because there's a dive
aqui, ó,
comp, they have to
pronto,
play
é
inside the
puxa,
Chaos Storm
toma todo
for the most
dano
part.
e já tira da fight.
Não, eu concordo totalmente com vocês. Gosto muito mais da proposta que a Alpha 7 traz
Ooh,
agora.
okay.
Vamos ver qual vai ser essa última escolha da
Did we see the
Fnatic.
Morg? We see the Morg.
Imaginei que
She's
fosse
becoming more and more and more
eu
meta.
ia comentar sobre essa
We've
escolha
seen her
do
quite a
primeiro
bit in the
jogo.
East and
Do
in
outro
the
lado,
NACL
eu
promotion
falei
tournament.
assim,
Morgana.
dentro dessa
I mean, it was a
proposta,
Cupid champion, but
Morgana,
also
vamos
like a
usar
specific
ele melhor.
player plays a
E
lot of
aí,
Morg mid,
não
but
ficaram
in
com aquela
general,
calma, agora a Morgana vem pra mão da Faren
she's
Vine.
just
E
really neutral.
aqui, galera, me preocupa de novo,
Her Tormented Soil does a lot of damage too.
né?
Como é que
Porque
para, Sion, né?
So kind of similar to Victor, I
se a
guess,
gente
but
for olhar o funcionamento aqui
less
da
damage heavy,
teamfight,
a bit
se ali
safer,
no
and
lane,
more
a Morgana
CC.
pode muito bem flechar,
Okay.
utilizar as
Compositionally,
demorar
I
um
actually
pouco
quite dislike what we're seeing from
depois
A7
do
here.
prioritário que ela vai
I
fazer, e aí dá tempo pra esse Sion chegar também.
Not a fan of this A7
De
comp,
novo,
Lunar comp.
Gosto muito do que a Alpha 7 tem, mas eu acho que eles vão ter que fazer um
Don't
jogo
be
bem
twisting
acelerado.
my words here.
O early game deles vai ser extremamente importante pra que
Yeah,
o
okay,
Gama
so
chegue muito mais
from
rápido
A7, it's a very
e
fast,
consiga
aggressive composition.
eliminar
I'm very concerned with how, with this, given how last game went. They screwed their early game pretty hard. They're also playing with Pantheon, who did get nerfed as well. I mean, he can still do a lot of damage, but it does feel like a lot of the onus is on A7 to make things happen. The comp itself is fine. The comp is like a 3 out of 5. It's just a snowball comp. If you get ahead, your dive is really, really strong. I'm just looking over at Fernben, and I'm very, very concerned because they don't have winning lanes per se. Or actually, that's not true. Morgana is going to be a winning lane. And also, the fact that they have counterpick for Enga is massive because A7 are struggling to... Like, their comp is going to struggle into whatever Enga picks. There's multiple champions that can deal with dive compositions in the mid lane. Like the Victor that they hovered. Like this Morgana that we're seeing picked up here. With the Morg, you want to pick up Seekers as well. It's just going to be so effective in the dive. You dive, she just soul shackles, goes golden. If you try and turn on her, she guarantees the stun, and then that just allows the Rakan silence CC to follow up. Fernven's front to back is going to be very, very effective because you have to dive them, but they actually have a lot of tools to answer your dive. So the Fernven comp is actually really solid front to back composition. I'd give it normally like a 3.5. I'm going to give it a 4 in this case. Heck, maybe even, well, no, 4. If Yunaro is stronger, this would be like a 4.5 comp. I think Fire and Ben's comp is a lot easier to execute. The early game will define this game. If A7 can get a lead, then I eat my words. But if not, Fire and Ben should just crush it late. Base Morgana skin too. Interesting. Morg has so many skins actually. I actually used to be a Morgana mid lane player back in the day, so I'm kind of happy to see her back in meta. She has a very simple play pattern in lane. It's all about landing your binding. 3 points in Tormented Soil, plus a little bit of AP is enough to clear the caster minions on the wave. And then once you get AP, you can just one-shot the wave and walk away. You don't actually need to 5-point Tormented Soul unless you're using it for pull. Ooh. I like the idea there. From Shadow to try and pop over the wall. That's RD Gap and RD Gap's flash and Shadow's heal. Shadow still has unsealed, so that's fine. Yeah, A7's really trying to take advantage of their early game strength and try and abuse this with the invade and everything. Problem is, I don't know if they saw Follow actually sneaking in. They know that Follow is not starting on his blue. I just don't know if they know that Follow started on their side. And even if they know, and this becomes a vertical split, I actually think that's a good call from Farben. Because Shorty, they don't care if Shorty dies. And Sion's pretty good at surviving dives. Into the Renekton's a little bit iffy because Kara can just break the shield fairly easily to facilitate the dive, but he's just generally tanky, so... Oh, Drake Hero doesn't know. Drake Hero still, yeah, Drake Hero doesn't know. Yeah, and Follow's looking for the kill. Drake Hero has the flash. Do we? Oh. I actually thought Follow would, well, yeah. Follow would just flash over the match, because I think he actually could have gotten kill, but then his bot lane has no prio, I guess, so doesn't want to die. You hate funny more. You should hear the rest of my mid lane champ Lunar. I do play Kassadin as well, occasionally, and Diana, but yeah, those are pocket counter picks more than actual line picks. Anivia, Malzahar, those are the champions I made. I do. It's not that I hate fun, it's that I have no hands, so I play like the champions that don't require any mechanics. Oh, the bots are back. Oh, we had such a good day yesterday with no bots too. Yeah, Kiari's getting some really heavy good trades on. Drake Hero can just dive now. Shorty's kind of low in mana. Drake Hero should start this. Yep, perfect. Picture perfect. Oh.
pro Drake Hero e o
Wait, what?
acaba caindo.
Hold on. What the?
Sai pro
Oh, the extra turret shot. I didn't see the last shift. Damn.
Atordoado também, né? Ele pausa.
Okay, that's really unfortunate for A7. The dive itself was clean.
Fazer entrada em cima dele por causa da movimentação e do local que ele tava.
Man,
E a
freaking
torcida
Sion is just
começa
toxic.
a bater antes deles baterem, né?
Sim.
E aí ele acaba conseguindo esse abate. Os minions também acabaram mais cedo, né? Tipo, tinham só 2 minions aqui.
Ah, ele parou pra atordoar e não.
I guess Drake Hero doesn't have his shield.
Ele tinha que ter flechado.
He probably didn't expect the shield early. He doesn't need it for the jungle clear, so.
Pra stunar o Sion, tá? Era necessário.
Yeah, the level 3 dive kind of went wonky.
Exato.
Mas, assim, aí trocou a vida.
They don't even deny that much of a wave into Shorty either, because I think,
Só pra
yeah,
concluir
Shorty
um
was still
pouquinho
alive and
aquela
picked up
questão da movimentação
the
inicial
last minion there.
dos caçadores, né? O follow, eles
Okay.
sabiam, o time da Alpha 7 sabia que
The one that feels
tava
really bad for is
avançado
actually
pra cima do
Kiari.
Drake Hero. E quando eles viram pra parte de cima,
Like, Drake Hero gets the kill, he gets out
naquela
alive, that's fine.
janela,
If he can
eles
continue
já sabiam
snowballing,
que o
then
follow não
the
tava
trade
lá.
is kind of worth it.
Então também faltou
We'll see.
pouco dessa leitura de entender que, poxa, se esse
Damn,
azul já
Skuro
tá
is
vindo,
crushing Ian
estamos
Shaka
nessa
down bot,
selva há
though.
tanto tempo e ele não apareceu.
He's denied 2
Ele
waves,
não tá.
roughly.
Exatamente. Né?
From Ian
Parte
Shaka.
daquela comunicação, daquela leitura da movimentação da
Like,
situação,
actual
você
2 full waves.
realmente comunicar
Oh,
onde o cara
never
não
mind.
está pra você já entender
Just
pra
under
onde
2 full waves, I
as
guess.
possibilidades. E a troca aqui no top tá bem intensa, cara.
Shorty usou o ult, inclusive.
Yeah, Kiari suffering.
Deus, flash do Kiari.
It's rough for him, man.
Situação,
Kiari died to get
tá
Drake Hero ahead.
esquisita, o Short fez aquele colete de espinhos, ele tá conseguindo
Maybe it's
trocar, o
worse.
Kiari o tempo todo foi agressivo na lane, mas o tempo todo, eu sinto que mesmo com agressividade o Renekton não tá levando a melhor.
E aí você vê como é que aquela jogada tá custando caro. Porque,
Aham.
por que essa troca saiu ruim pro Kiari? Porque ele não tem o ultimate dele, pô. Que ele porque aquele dive deu tão errado, ele pegou o nível 6 só agora, pô. Tá meio nível atrás do Short, e o Short sabe disso, força a vantagem, e não era pra ter essa vantagem de experiência,
Oh.
principalmente quando você tá recebendo a atenção do seu caçador, né?
É, vamos lá, a diferença de ouro...
Sometimes I'm not actually sure if teams can see, like, some of the stuff that we see, like the dragon being pulled there.
Por dentro da selva do próprio Drake Hero, mas
Because
sem
Spec
maiores
has some
pelo menos
slight bugs
nesse momento.
sometimes.
Já nasceu o primeiro objetivo, né? O dragãozinho tá ali, é um dragão infernal.
Like
E
channel
todos
TPs and stuff, I'm not
os
quite sure
times não
sometimes.
tão posicionados assim pra fazer o objetivo. Só o follow que vem chegando agora nessa área.
E aqui na bot lane a gente
Okay,
vê
Skuro
a
actually
mesma
opted for the
postura
call
como
with the
a gente
lane
tinha
lead that he
visto no
got,
primeiro
so
jogo,
they're
né?
not focusing on the
Cara,
early
o
game.
Follow já fez essa galinha 3 vezes. Essa aqui é a terceira. Vai, Drake Hero. Aê,
Oh.
pronto.
Essa,
I think Follow got the big one.
Hoje não.
Opa,
Opa.
sou ult.
Follow got baited! Yo, he got you
Achou
baited!
que o que tava ali, que tava, na real, estava
Follow
seguindo uma jogada
paranoia,
assim,
thinking that was the real one.
Só um clonezinho. Tá pago, pô. Tá pago demais isso daí.
Ah, esse primeiro ult-
Okay, that is actually really unfortunate for Farmvin, because that's like a big ult that's kind of been used up. As we kind of said, A7's strong early, so not having the paranoia does kind of give a lot of agency, a lot of the priority to A7. Not only does A7 win out most of their sort of 3v3s or 2v2s, but also double globals means that there's no match in global when Follow loses paranoia. For now though, Drake Hero and RD Gap have not pulled the trigger. Instead, it's Farmvin picking up first strike.
100% de vitórias, inclusive o melhor KDA dele foi com ele, 4/0/11. É um Sion agressivo, gente, ele não é só tanque não.
And I low-key wish they had used the Weaver's Roll from RD Gap before they lane swapped him out of mid, but
Tá fazendo a proposição de inversão. Você vê que tanto o Shaka quanto
That's
o Shadow
fine.
já estão pela parte superior do
like
mapa.
I think they could have just used like RD Gap to ult top to kill Shorty, because Shorty's just armor right now, no magic,
E o follow
magic
agora
resistance.
tem ultimate, né?
And then his TP is almost coming off cooldown. Also, if they got that kill, they probably could have just done grubs safely.
Agora tá pago, é só sair.
Tá, mas eles fizeram muito aqui, ó.
Good body block. Okay, they get all 3 grubs anyways, that's fine.
Já melhorou 100% em relação aos objetivos que no primeiro
It's all
jogo não
good.
nenhum.
A gente tem que ficar de olho só agora, porque olha o swap acontecendo, né? Enquanto eles
Shorty will
focaram
probably get
ali
played,
aquelas 3
unless they
larvas,
TP.
o Yanshaka e o Shadow já se posicionaram aqui pra empurrar, e lá embaixo o Sion também já tá chegando na
Okay,
torre.
they can't
e
TP,
talvez
already got
consiga
holding
levar
top.
essa primeira barricada.
Wait, does Shorty not have
Utilizar
demolition?
o tempo que a Alpha Side ficou ali,
A
até
demolish,
porque a
sorry?
Morgana deu um Q e demorou um pouco mais
I didn't see
pra
the
Alpha
things
Side
around the
conseguir
turret.
levar a terceira
That's
larva, pra fazer uma boa
weird.
movimentação e conseguir pressionar
Actually, let me
bastante já tanto
check.
top quanto bot.
Does the Twitch have the extension right now? Let's see if I can actually see what the runes are for Shorty here.
Vai sangrar minion no mid também. Sangrou no top, sangrou no bot, sangrou no mid.
Porque não consegue, a gente não consegue dar match no controle de onda de minions. O papo todo sobre a Morgana é que assim, ela é muito boa em empurrar.
Oh.
Chegada pra cima do Chiari.
Chiari no flash either. He's dead. Oh, that fear pushed him.
A situação é terrível.
That fear. Really well positioned from Follow to get that fear in the right spot.
Pega outro abate. A situação do time da Alpha 7 tá esquisito. O jogo tá travado. O Colossus tá torto.
Tá muito devagar. Eu sinto que a Alpha 7 tá
no Twitch extension. I can't see what the build is here or the runes are here for Shorty. Unfortunately.
Vai ser um time que luta muito e a gente talvez pudesse ter um pouco mais de controle de mapa com a Alpha 7, mas nesse segundo jogo eles não lutam.
Yeah, A7 not using their globals, man. Paranoia came back up before, and still no globals from A7.
Todo contra mim.
Okay. Flash to break tether. That's fine. I mean, Farmben's not in a rush. They can take this nice and slow. They do not care.
Conseguiu de uma boa, sem gastar muita coisa além do flash do Drake Hero, que tá muito comprometido nesse jogo, né? O Pantheon bem... assim, até que ele recuperou legal, ele pegou... Vai em pé de igualdade com o Follow, tava quase um nível inteiro atrás, quase 2 níveis atrás, deu uma recuperada bem honesta.
Yeah, I think after this game, A7 does need to start building insurance in their comps. Their early game is not strong enough to just kind of crush Farmben.
Agora não conseguiu converter absolutamente nada. Toda vez que a gente vê... Aí, agora vem.
Veio pra cima do Mega e aí foi só pra usar o ultimate mesmo, porque não conseguiu.
Not even close, bro.
Como é que você vai chegar? Como é que você vai atordoar o
Yeah, Morg is tough to die for sure. With the Lost Chapter, she can just mana sustain, spam that lane. If she has mana flow banned as well, she can just sit there for days. Oh, she's TPing right back in.
Tá precisando de um tanque para fazer uma proteção, para ganhar um pouco de tempo para que eles consigam setar essas entradas. E quando a gente tem uma Morgana, que além do kit de ultimate dela, que é muito bom, tem um Q também, que trava tudo isso, é exatamente
I think the only good
que
thing,
aconteceu aqui.
well, the only thing kind of going the way of A7 right now is that Shorty's been a bit slow to stack his health. I think his shield keeps, his soul furnace keeps getting broken.
Dela, ela encaixar um Q e ainda sair viva. Então, ótima escolha, essa campeã veio aqui pra Farenvai. Tô gostando muito do que eles estão mostrando no jogo 1 e no jogo 2 até agora.
Pois é, vão dominando a série pelo menos por enquanto. A diferença de ouro aqui é inexistente, mas a gente sente que o time da FVN por enquanto teve a agência. A galera da Alpha 7 vai precisar tirar uma mágica da cartola aí, Colossus, pra poder recuperar um pouquinho a partida. Eles não
Still
estão
waiting
atrás em
for those
ouro,
ults
mas
to come through.
eles estão passo atrás no jogo, vai como se estivesse jogando com o freio de mão puxado.
Sim, eles estão com uma postura responsável.
Oh. They didn't see the ward. The Scryers. I mean, that could be huge potentially, we'll see. But the fact that Farmben's just invading like that when all the turrets are still up is not a great sign for A7.
Ele fez uma vez.
Tell us! Wait, I think that's the first time I've actually seen that in comp. I forgot you could do that. I don't think I've seen that in comp before. In solo queue, when Nico first came out, people were copying everything, including friggin' plants, man. Wards and whatnot, but watching the blue buff like march at them is kind of funny. Okay, here's the big fight. Shorty has no TP, but he's got his ult. Oh, yo, that was clean from Shadow. It kind of baited Follow though. I don't think Follow even used the R2. Like, he didn't use the damage component of the Paranoia. He just turned off the lights, was on the wrong side. Really nice turn from A7. But it kind of doesn't mean anything. They did lose the dragon again. Oh, this dive will not end well. They cannot dive this. Yeah. Oh. Damn, the teams want to fight. Like, this is high risk for both teams. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's a good call, but they want to fight. Okay, A7 walking with the first kill, but it's still really iffy. Oh, they're so low. Okay, and then they didn't already gap, man. There is indeed a gap in the mid lane right now. So I just want to go back and check how why did RD-Gap die? Was he not out? Okay, no, CC chain. Back binding, just forever. It's permabind.
A gente até vê que a diferença de ouro é pequena, né? Ela vai mudando pra ambos.
Yeah, I don't know. Like both teams just felt like they wanted to scrap right there. They both wanted to do the hand check, and they're walking away pretty even, which again is not good for Ace.
Muito bem feito, 2 dragões já na mão, tem também uma parte aí das proezas já completas e
They didn't even get the kill, unfortunately, onto Skuro either.
eles dominam
It should have
muito
been.
esses objetivos, dominaram muito esses objetivos nesse segundo split. Então é um time que entende muito bem como fazer isso. E eu acho que até essa luta, né, ela e vai virando um problema cada vez maior, porque o Follow já tá com a exoplaca, por isso que ele não morreu naquela jogada que ele conseguiu dar o flash. Então ele vai durar cada vez mais, não é um Nocturne tão squish assim, se a gente levar em
Okay,
consideração
Heralds
também,
respawn.
que quem
Alt-wise,
teria dano prioritário nesse começo
what are
do
we
jogo
waiting
foi-
for?
seria esse Renekton.
Skuro, no
Esse
alt is
Phantom,
critical.
não tão
No
conseguindo, então
no
mais imbatível.
unstoppable
E o
onslaught from
Hollow Knight,
Shorty.
de novo, eu ainda tô
But they do have
sentindo
Paranoia
falta da
available if they want to turn off the
presença
lights.
dele em momentos mais
Shadow
difíceis pro time da Alpha
was
7.
outside the bush. I think he was actually baiting intentionally because Shorty was with him. Okay, lights are out. They already secured. Yeah, Folow's just using Paranoia to secure objectives. At Dragon, he did the same thing. He actually didn't use the damage component, and here he's holding it as well. I like that a lot for Farnven. That's good macro play. They're not the team that's being rushed anyway, so they can take their own sweet time.
Mas é um Sion, né? Vai tomar um monte de dano, a vida dele não vai descer muito mais do que a metade e a torre tá defendida.
E tá aí, era o time da Alpha 7 praticamente inteiro.
Shorty's still all armor, no magic resist. That's why RD-Gap's hitting so hard.
Tá ameaçando a T1, Chiari vai conseguir fazer essa
He's killing.
segurar essa torre de pé.
A gente tá tentando ali na parte de baixo. Estamos tentando entrar na selva inimiga, roubar o azul. Dessa vez a gente vai conseguir, a Alpha 7 vai conseguir esse
A7
objetivo.
actually getting a small
Agora
advantage just from lane
que
states and minions.
O Yanshaka vai chegando perto
Skuro's come back in.
do seu segundo item.
Actually, no, he was leading the entire time, never mind.
Segundo item,
So he hasn't grown the lead.
e o Nara, ela vira
Who
um
came back in from the
monstro
side of
diferente.
A7?
Agora sim, Fogueto, ó, a gente tá
They already
falando
got?
que
Hmm.
tá na frente do jogo, que a Alpha 7 tá jogando com o freio de mão puxado, mas eu sinto que nessa partida eles não deixaram desgarrar.
Oh,
Na frente do
great
jogo.
punish from Chiari.
Uma luta, uma movimentação legal aqui pro time da Alpha 7
Chiari do
e
céu.
eles conseguem
Você vai
pegar
tomar.
a liderança.
Oh
do
my
jogo.
goodness, that burn.
Acreditei no Chiari.
That's disgusting. Holy.
É que assim,
Ele tinha Dominus ainda.
Okay, I think I need to start playing more mid again.
só, né, e ela já fez
Damn.
isso. Então,
Então, não.
E
é isso
e
que
um
me
item de
assusta.
dano sobre
That was missing the first binding too.
Pô, cara,
entendeu?
arrebentou. Não,
Daqui a
não é.
pouco ela vai encaixar 2 Qs, um na sequência do outro. E
That's
aí
kind of one of the
vai
worries with
complicar.
Morg is that she's
Mas,
very, very linear.
Gruntalha, eu tô com você. Eu acho que assim do
So landing the
em
binding is
relação ao
actually pretty
primeiro jogo, tá
difficult.
muito melhor,
Into
né?
and
A gente
I mean they increased the binding projectile speed in
brigar
the
de igual
like
pra
a
igual,
while,
gente
a long
ainda
time ago,
cedeu
but
a proeza, cedeu esses 2 dragões, mas o Arauto também, né?
it's still kind of hard.
Mas
Like when you're in full
bem,
vision and your opponents are expecting it. That's the only thing they really need to watch out for.
Calma, o Drake Hero pegou uma galinha, entendeu?
Boa.
Vamos com calma, não é assim.
De 4,
Mas
né?
brincadeiras à parte, tá muito melhor, né? A gente tá chegando aí perto desses 18 minutos. Todo mundo tem seu primeiro item, tá legal. Não tá da maneira como foi o outro jogo. E eu acho que eles ainda têm formas de voltar, sabe? De maneira muito mais fácil do que naquele outro primeiro jogo. Tem essa caixa na mundo escuro que tem uma força muito impactante. A entrada do Drake Hero com o Randall Gap também pode ser muito
interesting.
efetiva, assim como
Did-
o ultimate do Tela.
I don't think it was timing out yet
Eles têm
for
mecanismos
I have the
muito
Herald.
mais fáceis na mão
But they could have dropped it further
pra
back
voltar
because
pro time.
they dropped it a bit too early and now they don't have that pressure for Dragon.
Foi.
Like Parvin doesn't even get the vision pressure from it. They are getting vision pressure because they would just move faster.
Às vezes a ultimate do Pantheon ela serve pra encurtar
Like there was time for
distância,
A7 to actually
você
contest
tem
the
a
vision.
possibilidade de usar ela num grande objetivo. Tem esse dragão vivo, mas
RD
eu não
Gap's
sei se é um
poke right
constante.
and
Eu
RD Gap and
colocaria
Skuro's poke right now is
esse
the main
dragão
thing
agora.
keeping A7 in
Eu
this
acho que
particular
bom,
skirmish,
Steph,
or the main threat
eles já vão se
in this skirmish when they've lost control over the area.
Não tem o topo nem de um time nem do outro.
Oh,
Chiari no TP.
Chiari vem no TP.
okay.
O Sion ainda não colou.
Did I hear unstoppable onslaught? I did.
Do lado por trás, o Shadow toca a vida muito detonada. Olha esse Sion, não atropelou ninguém.
Oh, they kind of screwed themselves on that.
A briga fica pelo dragão.
Oh, nice. Shadow, dude. Oh, he dies, but he causes so much chaos first.
É obrigado a escapar, enquanto o Short
Is it enough?
isolado
It might be enough.
time.
RD Gap, sorry, not RD Gap. Drake Hero is so low right now.
Hero sem vida, o Randall Gap também.
And RD Gap just got pinced.
Se posiciona, vai ser engajado. E ele virou.
Dude, this fight is such a mess. I love it.
Sim, a galera do Alpha
Holy crap, A7 just barely out executed. They are so low. Oh!
novo Short, mesmo depois de morto, ele
Wait, Shorty gets the kill credit?
time da Alpha 7.
Chiari que não
ficou
quer,
pra
cara.
trás. O escudo
I guess
vai
it.
pular ali, e o
You just can't do anything about that.
salva aqui.
A7 win the fight. Fire and Ven get on soul point.
Consegue
Let's go.
Alpha 7 consegue uma luta e deslancha um pouquinho no jogo.
A7 with the comeback. But it's still so iffy, man. A7's taking so long to come online. Fire and Ven are pretty much, they're almost there. Like, Ian Shaka's almost at 2 items. Enga's almost at 2 items. Shorty's still building armor. I think that the game is going to feel really rough once Shorty actually starts building magic resistance. Up to now, RD Gap's able to pump out a lot of damage, which is nice. Squirrel's the biggest threat, for sure. Ooh, in-turret range, nice. The slow massage from Chiari.
Bateu pra caramba.
Mas não adiantou tanto. Bateu um monte, a vida não desceu mais da metade.
Mas ainda assim, uma boa luta pra Alpha 7 agora é super importante também nesse momento do jogo, tá?
Tá, e era o que a gente tava falando, né? O ouro não desgarrou. Se a Alpha 7 encaixa uma boa luta, eles conseguem dar uma distância.
Okay, Atakan's up. This could be the swing for A7, like the big swing for A7. The dragon was pretty huge for them. And they play this messy fight so incredibly well. Like, they're a dive comp, but because they're not far ahead enough, they've switched to a skirmish comp, where they just want to tear them apart. But right here, tell last man, because the unstoppable onslaught missed, instantly went on that back line. The two supports did so much work. Shadow distracts everybody for a second and manages the taunt. If not for that taunt, that fight goes completely A7's way. Oh, Anga doesn't have Zhonya's yet. If he has Zhonya's, these fights are a lot easier for him. Oh, oh, big catch. Oh, the Cactian Rain. It's enough. Clean up from Drake Hero. Take the blast cone. Take the blast cone. Wait, he lives. Polo actually lives. I thought Drake Hero was gonna kill him at least. The 1-for-1. Chaos and Carnage. Let's go.
A equipe da Alpha 7 continua forçando o escuro, vai trazendo de volta as fights. E a equipe da Alpha 7 perde pouco da.
Yeah, Fire and Ven's in a bit of an awkward spot here because they are a little bit weaker. They did fall behind, and their skilling hasn't fully kicked on. So I think they just wanted to like try and accelerate and get some kills, get a fight going. If they can get some kills, maybe they can come back contest. It ends up kind of being net neutral, 1-for-1. Both teams reset on this. A7 still have a window to play for that. I think they're just waiting for big ultimates to come back up. Both sides are. X-Plate making all the difference to follow here.
Porque, pô, se ele tivesse com 3 ou 6 dos abates, ele tava colosso nessa partida. Mas tá com 6 assistências, ainda assim tá na vantagem aí em cima da Yunara, mas ele podia estar gigantesco.
Ele tá incomodando já, né?
Ian Shaka did pick up the Runan's Hurricane. That could be big for the next fight. I mean, he got caught by RD Gap earlier, so.
Posicionamento do escuro e se ele tem ou se ele não tem ultimate pra alcançar a Yunara. E isso já é bem interessante. Mas uma coisa que eu acho que tá sendo diferencial pra Alpha 7 aqui é o Drake Hero. Ele conseguiu esses 3 abates, ele tá bem fortalecido, já vem com o céu dividido, então o escudo dele é muito mais forte.
Ele consegue tancar muito mais
da Farenvai, o que é muito importante quando a gente fala de uma composição que só tem basicamente esse Pantheon pra fazer esse trabalho de segurar. E outra coisa, eles estão lutando no timing em que o Shard não tá presente.
Hey, Farven.
Tá sendo até
Just better rotations.
Muito mais impactante do que efetivamente o poder dessa composição. Eles estão
Chiari has
escolher o
TP.
momento certo de lutar.
That's on the reset.
Muito bem.
Yeah, I think A7's done a much better job of vision this game, so they're not completely getting caught out. But oh, never mind, I jinxed it. I just cast cursed it. A7 has done a better job of vision this game, but Fire and Ven managed to make a fool out of them. Can they Atakan? I think they can. If Fire and Ven just gets control over this bush there, I think they can Baron. Atakan, sorry. Like, they just want to be able to see that coming in. Wow, they're playing this slow and by the
E o
numbers.
pior é que a Dragão Alma pode se atacando
Okay.
na sequência.
Mandou um gap os ultimate, tá tentando brigar o time da Alpha 7. Chiari tá do
Chiari's
outro lado,
isolated.
pegou o Dominus. Ele faz a entrada na backline.
Tá vendo o Panther?
Olha o Panther, o time
Yeah.
da Alpha 7 vem pra briga.
Oh, Skuro!
Se posiciona, vem no
He's trying so hard. There's not enough follow-up. Skuro's... Oh, man. They need another threat. Tellus couldn't get in there.
faz o dragão, impede a
I mean, at least they get the drag, so they stop the soul from going over, but...
Já são 2 no total. Garante a luta.
They could have done so much more damage if Skuro had help. 1 for 2. Still a win for A7, and he should get Octagon.
Muito esse jogo.
A7 are
Se
staying in the
jogou
game.
no meio de todo mundo.
Yeah, extending their timers over and over.
Fazer esse objetivo. Vai cair o teleporte de volta do Sion nessa jogada.
No,
Mas
shorty.
estão sem o caçador, não tem o follow, não tem o aim.
No.
A equipe da Alpha 7 vai comprar essa briga 3 contra 4.
A vida da Alpha 7 tá meio detonada, as resistências foram eliminadas.
No
pelo
way.
Rakan. Ficou com o Drake Hero, o problema é a volta. FVN
Okay.
vai focar o
Yeah, they get
caçador,
a kill.
tira
Worth for the
eliminação.
teleport.
Chiari tenta
Worth,
escapar
worth.
do lado,
Oh, they
Rakan
want more.
tenta escapar do outro. O time da FVN vem fechando pra fazer a chacina, enquanto o Enga se aproxima. Ele quer uma ligação
Already
das
got-
trevas, apaga a
probably.
luz
Oh.
para nós.
Great clone.
Por enquanto, não
Already got
tem,
them trusted. He
e a
flashed anyways.
devolução
But
foi
great clone from
pequena.
Tellus.
Salvo pelo clone ali, jogaram um clone no meio do caminho, foi ele.
Yeah, Fireman's just decision-making is spot on, man.
E a equipe da FVN traz de
I
volta,
thought
cara.
Shorty was low-key trolling with the TP, but he ends up extending the play. They get 1 kill and turret back, so... Fireman lost Octagon, but they're getting gold. They're scaling up. Yeah, Tellus is coming out from base, man. That recall time was really awkward for A7. Considering this was effectively a 4v5, they played that really well. And the end gauge looked really awkward too, with the Weaver's wall coming across and the team not quite able to follow up immediately. They buys time though.
O Escuro entrou sozinho contra 3 na backline, pô. Ele
The
foi
goldie
sozinho
being
contra
1k
3,
feels
o
like
resto da galera
not that
focou
significant
em
though.
matar o caçador
It's
inimigo.
more the pedals and what
Aí
they can
é
do
claro
with
que ele
the
vai
additional
morrer mais
AP80.
rápido também, né? Não te... Aí eu volto no negócio de sincronia da Alpha 7. Eu acho que eles tomaram a decisão correta de descer
Yeah.
e bater no follow. Acho. Era o alvo que eles precisavam derrubar. Mas foi muito fundo, muito rápido o Escuro. E agora
Oh.
sobrou o Chiari de novo.
Ixi, mas ele tem Dominus.
Does he
ele
have to
é
Dominus?
doido,
Yes, he does, but Shadow goes down.
morreu, o Shadow
Oh,
morreu,
they all dodged the binding too. A7 found it! The critical pick!
e as eliminações.
Oh my goodness.
2, 3, e
Oh,
vem
Skrull
agora
into...
pra pegar mais um.
Wait, Skrull actually high...
Saiu
hard screwed his team on that.
enquanto 3 abates a favor da Alpha 7.
Meu Deus
O
do céu.
abate
That's
vai
actually so bad. Oh my
mas o
goodness.
Chaka tá livre, leve e solto.
If Fireman had better vision to chase, that could have been a nightmare.
Pra expulsar a Alpha 7.
Wait, okay.
Escuro quer muito,
So,
ele
a lot of
querendo até demais.
bad things kind of happening for both
Precisava
teams.
desse ultimate pra ir na sequência. A
Well,
gente
Fireman
vai
getting caught there was... Well, that was really good bait from Chiari. But it's really rough from them. Because for Fireman, funnily enough, the only thing they're kind of scared of is the Dragon at this point. For Baron, if they don't get caught in a pit, Fireman can kite. But then, because they opted to use their mobility to get in there, on Chiari, who has Dominus, everything just backfired. Enga desperately needs his own Yesa Seekers right now. Like, I get the build is the flame backfire torch into Leandries for maximal poke with the whatchamacallit, tormented soil. But if you want a team fight, nothing beats the Seekers. Morgana. Yeah, Fireman just need to take their time. Like, don't necessarily start this up because skilling's in your favor. They just need to stop A7 from doing anything and just keep farming. I don't know, the pick, I get why they went for the pick, but it backfired quite badly. And then Skrull through. If Skrull didn't die there, they just take Baron. And if they take Baron, A7 can actually blow the game up big enough that the leads don't matter.
Eles têm essa resistência para esse tipo de jogo. E como eu falei de novo, precisa que a Alpha 7 use esses momentos que eles tiveram de brilhantismos, que eles ganharam essas lutas, aquela do dragão.
Yeah, that's
essa
answered
que eles foram
bot
pra
side
cima,
by
e que
Chiari.
eles resetem isso para transformar em algum recurso muito positivo para conseguir desgarrar na vantagem de ouro.
Pra mim, o papo todo aqui é sobre o Chiari, velho. Porque ele, nesse jogo, tá forte. Dá pra ver como que o time da Alpha 7 vira uma parada completamente diferente quando o Chiari tem essa prioridade, quando o Chiari tá forte no jogo.
Mas eu sinto que ele tá com
Arven has lost vision around the Baron pit. Oh no,
isso em
they still
alguma
have
outra
it. Those
coisa.
pings.
Beleza,
Okay,
fizemos
never
aquele
mind.
dragão.
You're
Podia
fine.
ter feito aquele atacante de maneira mais
There's a whole
rápida.
bunch of pings that went
Conseguiram
down,
roubar a
so I
Rakan,
thought
mas
like
aí
they
eles não
they
estão
just covered the
sabendo
awards.
entender que a hora que a Fallen vai responde, eles precisam também fazer um
Immortal
setup
Shield
melhor,
Bow for Ian
exatamente.
Shaka. You know what? I respect that. Hey, Seekers for Enga. It's finally come through. Barman might be looking for a fight now then.
Que mais dá dano, mais deu dano nessa partida até aqui. Fogueta tá apontando, já veio.
A7 are strong enough to take the fight though. Like A7 want the fight, they just want it on their terms. That looks like their terms. Farnven screwed up their engages now a couple times. They're gonna get destroyed here. Like huge stun, sure, but no follow up. Okay. A7, I think, are gonna be able to get this one. Yeah, they just go straight for Baron. Just gonna melt that down.
Deu uma emocionada gigante, o follow se jogou, foi muito fundo pra tentar pegar o escuro e o Renogap tava ali logo.
It's like whichever team engages first loses this fight.
Uma visão, se eles tinham ciência que o Renogap estava.
I don't know why.
Mas isso não importa. É Barão pra Alpha.
Like that was just such a trigger happy pull from Follow there. Folow's been so patient with the paranoias up to this point, and then he just got baited by that. It's so weird. It's not the Morg Lunar. Like the Morg is fine. That was just strictly the Nocturne kind of going in way too quickly. With the team wasn't set up at all. Again, the stun's actually kind of big. If there was a team to follow up at that point, maybe that's the turning point of a fight. But yeah, no, they just screwed that up. Okay. Oh, wait, that blast gun was huge. Okay, that's a good paranoia just to hide things. You don't actually want to fight this, just disengage. Farmben don't win this. Oh, the Cathay rain from Skuro. Yeah, A7 is brute forcing the gold lead, which is what you need to do with this comp. Like, it's becoming a proper dive comp.
E agora vai botar essa pressão porque tem a desvantagem numérica a FVN. Com isso vai ter pressão na parte central pelo Renekton do Chiari e aqui na parte de baixo esse canhão vai dar um trabalhinho também. T2 no chão e tem mais uma onda de minions chegando no bot.
E como a Fogueta falou, vantagem de ouro agora para
What hurts even more, I feel like, for Farmven is that if they didn't throw at that spot, they were actually in a pretty good position to just skill and then close out game. Like A7 was struggling to get engages already.
Respirada muito boa, ganha um espaço muito necessário nessa partida. O follow agora é eu sinto que ele está sendo um fator nulo. Esse Nock não está fazendo absolutamente nada. Todas as teamfights a mesma coisa que ele faz. Ele ulta e é isso aí. E mais nada.
É porque também é uma composição difícil de ter follow-up, né? Ele vai fazer
Down 7,000 gold.
tem que acompanhar, ele demora um pouco.
I don't know if Farmven can come back. It depends on A7. If A7 keep pushing the pace, like they should with this comp, I don't think Farmven... I think they can close out before Farmven scale up. That's kind of typical. Shorty ulted away! Cowards! He yells as he runs. Back to safety.
Porque ele não encaixa as ultimates dele muito bem e quando ele tem a ultimate ele demora muito pra chegar. Essa frontline que eles propuseram com ele não tá sendo uma frontline, porque ele não tá presente pra ser o primeiro target que a Alpha 7 tem que derrubar antes de chegar nos outros.
Yeah, A7... Last game, I guess whoever's winning has been pretty good about controlling their vision. Like last game was Farmven just starving out A7 and setting up ambush after ambush. This time A7 I think is denying a lot of vision. Farmven's playing it right though, but it does mean that it's really hard for Farmven to actually even catch and they get anything in the jungle. Yeah, Baron just expired. With more wave clear, holding is possible. A7 actually needs to dive. Like, they can't just siege. I mean, they can Kaisa poke, I guess, but it's slow.
Eles já têm as rotas do meio e do bot bem empurradas para eles. Então, setar essa parte de cima é legal porque dá mais espaço pro próprio Chiari conseguir criar pelo mapa todo com esse Renekton. Não sei se eles vão conseguir, mas a pressão pelo menos eles continuam fazendo. E outra coisa, tentar puxar a Fallen vai pra lutar nesses espaços.
A7's kind of running into the block, which is that they don't have enough safe wave clear themselves to effectively siege. And with the Morg, there's a lot of wave clear on the side of Farmven. So they're thinning out the wave before it's even crashing for the most part, which means that A7's dive is a little bit complicated. Okay. Yeah, wave is already cleared out again. Oh. Dude, follow, please don't get caught again. Like, it's two ults for one, but oh, follow. Follow's just getting caught. Okay, never mind. I was just gonna say too that it's a 1-for-2 trade in terms of ultimates, but they needed the Weaver's Wall as their primary engage to not die on the engage. So when that ult's down, the siege gets tougher. But then they catch follow and it doesn't matter because now it's 5v4. They can't actually brute force this. Like Drake Hero could just man drop into the back. Oh, Drake Hero? Yep, okay. They screwed the dive. These are the crying of a broken man. The laughter of a broken man. A7's still fine though. They can still fight on open ground. It's just that the dive is complicated right now. Lunar, that is why you pick Morgana.
Mas agora é 4 itens na mão dele, mais as botas upadas, mais o ouro que ele vai gastar agora na base.
O time da Alpha 7 não pode dar mole, ainda tá com muita vantagem de ouro. Tá com o domínio do mapa, mas não pode bobear, se o Nara bate muito.
I don't know why you ever need to spell that sentence, Lunar. I don't hate them. Again, like, I'm actually cheering for them to get the dive off properly. It's just really tough into the Morgana. And she's trimming the wave too fast. That and Yunara just means that those dives get really wonky really quick. That dive was not the best example either, unfortunately. Shadow is doing a lot of work right now for this team. Like, I'm not quite at the verge of MVPing Shadow, but he's definitely up there in terms of impact. His Rel's last game to set up the Rumble, and this game his Rakan's been causing so much disruption. If not for Shadow, that dive actually goes for A7. Oh, follow. Oh man, dude, follow is. Wait, is he out? No shot follow lived after that. Follow's engages are so dicey. If he wants to do this, he needs a GA, man. He's building one, but he doesn't have it yet.
Tinha que ter matado o follow nessa jogada, cara. Tinha que ter conseguido o pick-off em cima do caçador inimigo. A barreira do random gap foi tão bem utilizada. Faltou o Drake Hero ir junto com o ultimate pra finalizar. O follow já tá full life de novo, quase.
É que daí a gente chama atenção pro outro lado, né? Porque a Faren vai travou o Drake Hero lá embaixo e conseguiram abate em cima dele.
Do lado pegaram
okay.
o Kiari, mas do outro lado o Shadow e o Shaka vão sofrendo contra
Drake Hero.
Drake Hero tá colado.
Oh, Shaka! He still has flash, he still has flash. They get out. How about topside? How is Kiari in a 2v3 doing so much damn work, man? Does he live? He does not live, but I think he bought enough time. Yep, he bought enough time. Polo's dead, Enga's dead. And A7. I think that's all A7 needed. It's Chemtech Soul, which, hey, it's not bad, but I don't know if it's what Fire and Ven need at this very moment. You know what? It's a good deny way, actually. Let's take that. Oh, A7 getting Baron is going to be huge. This is the bigger take. His A7 are struggling to take turrets, so with the Baron, Enga's wave clear gets a lot weaker. Like, Morgs cry when they face Baron. Same as Anivia's, you can't even deal with it. At least Anivia can put up a wall. Morg just cries. And having Baron minions is like doubly important for A7 because they do need people to walk in. Yo, Isaac. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Thanks for the follow, bro. How's Kasim been going for you? I've seen your name around, I think, Blue Water quite a bit. Yeah, but the Baron minions will also give A7 a chance to actually dive and use their comp properly. Because they are struggling with the dives right now. They do quite a bit of damage. Even this lanes the game.
ele não vai fazer
If Chiari broke that
trabalho.
tether,
Então, o Chiari ganha
I think he
muito,
actually lives.
consegue sobreviver. Chegada do Telas também é muito importante pra auxiliar.
Gonna be honest, it's not
seu
super
jogo,
significant whether he
acabar
lives or
com os
not, but
campeões. E aí, o
would have been
time
nice
da
for him.
Alpha 7 chega pra fazer o resto do acompanhar, na verdade, o resto do time da Farinvar.
Draker
Na
with the
verdade,
mini
esse mapa
flash
foi
just to
feito
get in
muito
range.
antes, quando eles jogam o Shadow e o Yanshaka pra baixo, e aí eles não conseguem retornar a tempo pra auxiliar os seus companheiros.
Agora tem o buff do Barão, o time da Alpha 7. Pra poder trabalhar na parte inferior do mapa. Eles vêm com todo mundo.
Okay, Follow actually has GA now.
Inclusive tem uma catapa.
Maybe Follow can actually find the backline and not just get taken out the fight immediately now.
É uma alma que Random Gap ficou sozinho.
Okay, they trade ults.
Pra poder escapar, era um movimento perigoso. Alpha 7 tenta descontar do outro lado, só que o Short vai fazendo a linha de frente.
Been alright. He may or may not have stepped through the first one of these after he put an all night on sledding game. What is sledding game? Sounds interesting. All good. Yesterday was a very quick 3-0, so if you took a nap, it would have been over before you woke up. This one's looking a lot more interesting so far. Farnvent's up a game, but A7, they've got a minute left on this Baron. I feel like they need to break another turret. Like, one's probably not enough. Okay. They kill Shorty, that would open it up. Nope. Not quite. Yeah, that's kind of tough. Taking one inhib is still defendable by Farnven, and skilling still in their favor. Okay, they get the inhib there. 30 seconds. Drake Hero is still walking this wave in. Okay, 7, come on. Hit the turret, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, they got it. They don't got it! They don't got it! They didn't stay long enough! Oh my goodness. That's correct. Sledding game is peak video gaming. Would recommend taking a look after the game's finished tonight. Okay. I will go take a look. Is it on Steam or? I just assume all games are on Steam nowadays. Okay, the good news is that turret is very diveable now. But not taking it is actually kind of critical. There could still be a screw up for A7 trying to do that. Like, the world exists. Farmven is very resilient. I am impressed. This 6-7k gold lead has been there for most of this game. By this point. No, actually no, that's 41 minutes. It's been there for maybe 10-15 minutes now. On Steam, it's only the demo available right now? Okay. You know what, we've got a pause, which is perfect timing. Let's try and check out this sledding game on Steam.
O jogo segue com uma vantagem legal da Alpha 7. Eles estão com muita vantagem de ouro.
So it's a sledding simulator.
Tem tudo na mão pra fechar a partida e empatar a série, Colossus. É só não bobear, cara. Só não dar mole, porque a vantagem é muito grande.
Looks really chill.
Jogar de boa, né? Assim, eu sinto que nesse jogo a Alpha 7 tá sabendo.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing, Lunar, but why do you think Steam sucks? Steam seems convenient, I'll give it that. And they managed to make themselves very marketable that way. This looks really cute, actually. Oh, this reminds me of the is it go-karts in Vietnam? The super dangerous one. Where like you can bump people and all you have is like a helmet, but it looks like you need extreme karting. I think that's the one. I don't know if this is the one actually. Let me. Yeah, this looks like the one. These like crappy green ones. Yeah, and then you just like burn out. You can get run over and you can actually like get hurt really badly. Oh yo! Okay, I've not seen this compilation. I've seen people get run over. I didn't see people drop over the edge of the cliff. The ragdoll, like, dude, this is actually real, but the ragdoll physics on this is insane. And people go really fast. Oh, just got taken up by the tree. This is in Vietnam. The waivers must be insane, dude. Oh my goodness. It's proximity chat. Yo, this sounds like a safer version of those go-karting things. But this sounds fun. Chill with friends. Oh yeah.
tem uma preocupação, eu acho, muito grande pelo time da
That
Fnatic,
actually,
pelo time da Alpha 7,
so where I'm at,
essa Yuna.
we get a
A
bit
gente
of
já
snow
viu
from
lá
time to time. Like, not a lot,
o Yanjika
but
já conseguiu
occasionally we get snow.
parar
Maybe
de
like
2,
once or
3 tentativas de
twice.
luta que a Alpha 7 poderia ter
Recently a bit
vencido,
more, but
e
usually
ele conseguiu
2 or 3
sozinho
times a year
fazer
maybe,
esse trabalho de
where you get
travar.
enough to actually
Então,
go
esse
sledding.
é um
And I
ponto
actually
de
live
preocupação.
kind of close to one of the
Mas eu
mountains,
acho
so we
que
could
no
go sledding.
leque de preocupações,
I took
essa é a única que a
I've
Alpha
gone
7
sledding, like I've taken
vai
my
realmente
younger
se
like
preocupar
kid
com o
cousins
Kiara,
out
que tá
sledding
fazendo
before.
muita volta,
It's really fun to do it in
ele
real
fica
life too.
muito solto,
The only
ele
problem is
consegue
walking
se
back up the
posicionar
hill is really
dentro da dano.
tiring
Drake Hero, quando sobe sem
and
escudo,
kind of not
tá
worth it.
lutando muito pra proteger os seus companheiros.
So it looks like we're getting one pause a game. This happened yesterday too. We got roughly about a pause a game. The pauses are taking a bit longer today though,
Então, não
unfortunately.
acho que é uma grande preocupação. Também enxergo, eles tinham 2 zonas já na mão também. Então,
Uma pro
tem
random
essa
gap
prioridade e uma pro
escuro.
escuro, exato. Eles conseguem durar um pouco mais de tempo nas teamfights, mas eu concordo que
I don't know. I
chegou
kind of
na hora
disagree. I
do
think
dragão,
Morg.
a
Sorry, I'm just
Alpha
reading
7 ali,
what they're
que
saying.
eles
I think Morg is
conseguiram
doing
retomar
good
essa
damage right now,
energia
actually.
que você
A lot of
roubou
damage.
Sim.
deles não terem, mas eu ainda acho que eles se
Both
perdem
teams
em
are
alguns
kind of
momentos.
struggling a little bit, but
Aquela
we should be
luta que a
hitting 6
gente
items
teve
soon.
agora há pouco que virou a alma de dragão
Really
do time
do
da
be like
Fallen-
that. Oh yeah.
Fallen, perdão,
Wait, sorry. I'm just
foi
gonna. I want
porque
to check
o
my
Kiara
game and
tá
see
muito
how far we are
forte,
from 6
aí
items.
isolado pelo meio.
Because yeah, it looks like Ian Shaka is already there. Enga is 1.5 items away. I think the 2 critical people I'm actually looking at is Ian Shaka and Follow. Like Enga hitting max build is going to be really nice, and we might see some incidental kills, especially onto because there's no true tanks, but especially everybody but Kiari might just incidentally die to tormented soil. But to a larger degree, I'm kind of looking at Follow to try and survive. If he survives, I think the fights get a lot easier. That's been the big problem, is Follow just melts in fights, so he's not remaining relevant. Oh, we're back in game. Perfect. Seamless too. Like we just got back in. You could see Skuro was in basically the same position. That's funny.
Nervosos aí, dramáticos, 42 minutos de partida. Alpha 7 não começou
They
bem,
cave
mas
to the
conseguiu
Australian extremist movement
se
of parents that
recuperar e
believe it's the world's
avançar,
job to police their
liderando
children
já
and
por
not their
bastante
job
tempo.
as a parent to parent.
Vai segurando
Wait, sorry,
o
who
jeito
cave
que
to
pode.
them, Lunar?
Falta
What?
minuto
Yeah.
pro ancião, mais
Sorry,
ou menos, e meio pro barão. São os 2 grandes objetivos que vão
We talking about Follow not having a GA before this and just dying repeatedly?
Tem 2 metros, não, 2 minutos e 45 para voltar. Então, pelo menos a gente vai ter essa vantagem.
Oh, the go-karting thing, because the go-karting thing is like a thing. Oh, I asked me how I hate Steam. Oh, okay. That's what it's referring to. My bad. So yeah, we had just discussed like a plethora of different things at that point, so I wasn't quite sure.
Minuto ainda, mas a FVN já tá guardando caixão aqui, cara.
É o controle pelo Rio, é muito importante esse posicionamento.
Okay, that's fair.
E o time da FN, pelo menos por enquanto, tá dominando.
I just struggle with Steam because sometimes Steam like, gives me issues when I'm loading things open. Oh, okay. Shorty with the engage. That's what we want to see. They got Drake Hero. He dies here. No way he lives. No way he lives. It doesn't matter. Shorty's actually... Oh, wait. Kiari. Okay. They killed Ian Shaka. That's huge. Do they have enough? Oh, I think Skuro is enough. They... Wait, RD Gap could die here. Shadow missed! Or Shadow didn't have the range. I'm not quite sure which, but Shadow didn't get the kill. Oh, and the wall knocked off Shorty. Ah! Okay, A7 got this. Let's go. I was honestly getting scared for A7, but they did that, so... Damn. A7 fighting back. They do it with a comp that shouldn't have been able to do it past 40 minutes, but they did. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's go, CD. Brazil bites back. That's kind of crazy. Riverboat becomes unavailable in Australia is how you learn about it. Morgana sucks. Morgana does not suck, Lunar. I don't know why I'm such a hater. Make love, not war. Focus on the Kaisa then. You like Kaisa. Yeah, that's crazy for me 7 though. For Farnven, I like their comp. I really did think their comp could play it out. But they didn't massively struggle throughout all of this. This makes it fun though for me, this series. Because of how the games went. Like A7 screwed up their early game. They went with the high risk comp, it backfired. They kind of doubled down with the high risk comp, but more early game oriented, and actually pulled it off, which to me is kind of mind boggling. When you screwed up the first time, that you just went and said, okay, we just need to do it, but harder, and actually it works out for them. Kind of throws game 3 up in the air. And this is the variance I think that is why I struggle with A7, because on a good day they pull out the win. On a bad day, they lose. It's like kind of very back and forth with A7. Like I think Fire and Ven performed well. They performed similar to how they did in game 1. Yeah, there were a couple of screw ups, but they also did a couple of screw ups in game 1. There's only one screw up which I thought was really bad for Fire and Ven, which was the follow getting caught. I can't remember if it was Dragon or Baron, but follow getting caught early kind of screwed their mid game really hard. But they held in there and they scaled back up, so that is fine. Morgana actually outdamaged everybody on their team. So Morgana is good. I mean, it's a real scary champion. Look how much damage Morg did. Morg did work. We have a series tonight. Let's go. Yes, we do. They watched it Samak in Game 5 where he popped off on it. Yeah. They watched the promo series too. The Tier 3 promo series where Cupid was reintroducing it to North America apparently. You say it to Rose. See, Lunar, this is why we still haven't had that game show you promised. Because you pissed Rose off. It's the one time. Samak has so many champs you need to ban at this point. Like, I think Yanni coined it VTuber champs. The champ pool for Samak and Cupid. I like that they're coming back into meta though. It makes them that much scarier. That's the issue. Never watch a one trick. True. One tricks make things believable. Like it could be playable. But the Morg is playable. I think Enga played the Morg pretty decently. Bigger problem was just how Fire and Ven were trying to engage in the late game. And I think E7 this game just played really well. RD Gap, for one, I think stepped up huge. Most improved player between game 1 and game 2 for me was RD Gap. He actually had a lot of relevance on the Taliyah, which makes me think he's just not comfortable on the Morgana. Chiari and Skuro both popped off as well. Massively. Skuro's Kai'Sa we knew was good. I had no concerns with the Kai'Sa compared to the Corki last game. But Chiari is also a beast. Also, the fact that Chiari went with the Renekton and was answered by the Scion means that Mbessa is still open. And I feel like Mbessa is even scarier. For Chiari specifically. Like, I am more scared when I see Chiari on an Mbessa than on the Renekton. So. More damage is fake damage? Nah, more damage is very real. Especially the ult. I mean, it's not even like her poke damage is that consistent either. Because Tormented Soil, you need to sit on it to actually get the damage taken. So I feel like among poke champions, her damage is less fake. She's more pick than poke. You haven't talked to Chippy and also waiting for Worlds? Okay. That's fair. Oh, that reminds me. I need to chase people about the Worlds podcast. I believe Trajan and 404 are currently recording the podcast for this week, even as we speak. I should probably close that, actually. I'll close it after the end of recording. I can see them in the Discord right now. Yeah, but this, not only do we get a series, but we're also going to get a interesting one. Because Fire and Ven is consistent. I think the game 1, game 2 performance was fairly similar. They are a solid team. But A7 is all over the place right now. And that makes this fun and interesting. They're looking really good in this game 2. They look as good in game 2 as they looked bad in game 1. So I don't know what sort of A7 we see in game 3. For Fire and Ven, I don't know which side they pick. Because I think blue or red has advantages for them. Flying Oysters winning Worlds would be insane, Isaac. I would be down for it. I think they beat the Western teams. I think they can bring a fight to the LPL and to the LCK. I just don't know if they can do it 2-3 times in a row, you know? Like, I think Oysters are like 40-60 against the Asian teams. You know, like they can definitely hang there. So winning 1 wouldn't surprise me. Winning team 2 would be a pleasant surprise. Winning 3 would be mind-blowing for me. Yeah, Fire and Ven, the thing is, blue side, I don't know what prio picks they would really want on blue side necessarily. Do they have an answer to Mbessa? They could Aatrox into Mbessa. Actually, no. Mbessa is the counter to Aatrox. Yorick into Mbessa, maybe? Yeah. Because I feel like for A7, they want blue side for Mbessa early pick. If you're blinding Renekton, you can probably get away with blinding Mbessa. Yeah. Or maybe you go blue side and you probably go jungle. Because for Farm Ben, I guess the main thing for them... actually, I think Farm Ben on red is better. Angus counterpick is such a big threat. It's just too big a problem. Like his last pick here was already like a huge hovering threat against his entire comp. The Victor would have worked fine too. I actually think the Morg was a better pick than the Victor at the end of the day. Considering how well A7 were able to navigate fights, if that was a Victor, he gets just melted. He's a lot squishier. Yeah, and with things like Cassio, Yone still on the table for him, yeah, I think Farfin red side better. So both teams will probably get what they want. A7 will get first pick. Oh, yo. Damn. Oh, Numi's leaving Fight Quest? That's sad. There was supposed to be a FlyQuest announcement. I don't know if this is the FlyQuest announcement, but... I thought the FlyQuest announcement would be they're dropping Whippo. But... Yeah, no, Numi's been... Oh, okay. She said that she's still going to be in esports, so that's fine. Yeah, I think she's been really good force in esports for driving interest and stuff, so... If she left esports, it'd be a sad day. Y'all don't know who I'm talking about. Numi was the FlyQuest marketing manager. But she just announced her retirement, so... Yeah. She's also driven a lot of like fan stuff. I think she got picked up because of all the fan engagement and stuff that she was driving even before she got picked up, so... In case you can't tell, I'm scrolling Twitter. I'm scrolling Twitter right now while we're in break. Looks like CL's trying to promote Kissy to other teams, ERLs, EMEA Masters. Yeah. I mean, Kissy for a role swap didn't do too bad. Pretty decent in the role swap. I don't know what the ERLs are like right now, but yeah. I don't know the standard of 80 carries they're expecting. Well, are any of y'all... actually, Lunar, I assume you're probably watching the ASI, right? The Asian Games. I saw somebody posting about it in the Discord. When does that actually start?
Estamos de volta pro terceiro jogo dessa série de Alpha 7 contra Fahrenheit.
Is that...
E seguinte, primeiro
Ikey is a tournament that
Fahrenheit
I think is worth watching.
Jogo até que deu luta, mas depois a Alpha 7 dominou completamente. E agora, pra gente pensar aí pra esse próximo confronto, qual será o site que a Fahrenheit escolheu?
Hey, Bren, welcome in. Is it a good series? It's become one. It's 1-1 right now, so you came in a good time. We have basically shrunk to a best of 3. But yeah, it could swing either way. Both games were pretty. Actually, did I say this pretty one-sided? Like there was a clear lead in both the games. Fire and Ven stomped game 1. A7 kind of crapped over themselves in the beginning, and Fire and Ven never let them back in. Game 2 was a bit more back and forth, but A7 had the lead for most of it. They just also had a very early game composition. But they were able to keep the snowball rolling with the comp and always just staying just ahead of Farmvin. And then they found a critical late game team fight. 40 something minutes, like 41, 42 minutes. Super close. So, yeah. The way I see it right now is Farmvin is a stable team. A7 is all over the place, but all over the place means you can win games. It also means you can lose games. He had a great bounce back after game 1, which usually we talk about bouncing back after a bad game. We don't talk about maintaining, you know, game standards. We kind of assume that if the team is playing well, they'll continue to play well. So, yeah. Hopefully that's the case with A7 and on Farmvin to kind of step up and find a way to answer. Oh, Farmvin opted for blue side. Okay. I thought they go for red to keep counter pick. I do think Enga's counter pick is a huge threat. This will be the last game I can do this, and after this, like, we'll only see 2 games at a time. J4 ban from A7. Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. They're going back to the bans from game 1. Do we see a Galio ban? I don't feel like you need a Galio ban. Yeah, I think Aatrox makes more sense than yeah, you can just pick a sort of teamfight comp. Aurora, same thing. Yep. Okay. There's what I was calling for A7. Farmvin's flipped the script back. I mean, MS is such a strong champion that both Shorty and Gary play, so. Yeah, and that was the Yorick I was talking about as a potential counter. There's been a trend where games are kind of stomps. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we expected because of the way teamfight meta is, right? Like, whichever team gets ahead just keeps stomping with teamfight over and over and over again. Since you have to teamfight for the objectives. If anything, I think it's just that in the West we see a lot of well, not just in the West, the world over. Like there are throws at Azakon and Baron, which make the game look closer than they probably should be. A7 has won 100% of the games you've watched today. That's a very specific subset. I don't want to see Enga pick his pick here. Like, I would love to see a Yone paired like this, but not blinded. The bigger emphasis on draft in this year's meta, maybe. Maybe. Is there a bigger emphasis on draft this year? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know because, like, as a color, I always focus on draft. So it's kind of like, I don't know for sure. Interesting. Okay, we got a misfortune here, which means if you do Yone, it's all physical, so it's probably not Yone. You can still go Victor, I guess. Well, I forgot to change the stream, the thing at the bottom. A Farmvin versus A7 game 3. Game 3. Why do I? Oh, I see what I did. Mostly because of Fearless? Oh no, I don't think Fearless. Like game 5s maybe. Game 5s definitely. But in games like 1 and 2, I don't know. Like there's still enough options. You know, future picks. Yeah, like I said, I think further into a series, yeah. But the first 3 games, I don't feel like full Fearless really impacts it that heavily. Looking for support and mid. We're looking for mid and jungle. A7 probably wants stuff that breaks up the fight and plays a bit more with a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? Productivity. Not productivity. Not priority. Agency. There's the word I'm looking for. A7 wants agency for the jungle mid. I don't really like this comp that I'm seeing so far, but we'll see. I didn't like their comp last game either, but it won. So their current objective path also lead to more fighting, less opportunities to die. Yeah. I mean, these teams, especially in the South, we get a lot of blood as well. This feels like the ideal meta for the South. I was actually just talking to somebody about how the North looks weaker this year and looks very beatable, but part of it is probably also meta because there's not like a ton of macro really, or there's not a lot of like options for macro. It's more just like your exact timings and how you set up than anything else. Yeah, they took away the tanks. Trundle is still available for A7 if they want it.
E já eu
Mas eu tô de boa.
Não, eu tô de boa com
Hmm.
isso aí também, deixa os
Tá
caras.
legal, tá
Porque
legal.
Yep, there we go. That's the answer to Sejuani there. The Trundle. And then for mid lane, they could still go with like a Kali or something like that, or LeBlanc. Like an assassin that can just run around, cause chaos, burst people down, set them up for Ezreal.
Eu prefiro o Trundle, inclusive, do que o Scar,
That
né,
only
cara?
magnifies Fearless gimmick
Talvez
psalms.
fosse um pouco mais
Maybe.
difícil.
I agree. I think game 5 for sure, Fearless affects a lot of things. But
Dessa Sejuani, dessa
as a viewer, I think Fearless has been a huge success. As of like, yeah, just to generate interest and more interesting things.
Monte de
About
ultimate
drafts.
boa.
MCOY versus or
Ultimate
MMO
boa,
versus
ultimate
G2A
boa,
in game
velho,
3 was
inclusive,
criminal
desse
from
lado.
game 2. They
E eu ia
picked
falar exatamente sobre esse
Red.
ponto. A
Okay.
escolha do Enga vir
Okay.
por último
I like
e
this. That's
ao
magic
fazer
damage.
escolher fazer,
No big AoEs to
o
steal from
West Ham, que é o
A7,
counterpick
but
em cima dele, achei
I mean,
super
this is an AoE
interessante.
if you want one,
Só
I
que o
guess.
Enga, ele
But
traz
there's a lot of good
um
outs to
leque
steal
de
away from the other
campeões
side.
gigantesco. Se eu não me engano, em 19 jogos nesse segundo split, ele usou 11 campeões diferentes.
Ooh.
E dentro desse
Zoe?
leque de campeões,
Zoe would not be
ele é
bad.
um cara que
Ooh.
gosta de
Hwei is
trabalhar
not.
escolhas
I
muito
don't like the Hwei pick.
diferentes, que a gente normalmente não vê muito
I actually
na nossa
really don't
região.
like the
Ele
Hwei
usa
pick.
aquela
The more I look at the
banana,
Hwei,
ele
the
também
less I
trabalha
like
com
it.
uma Cassiopeia,
Zoe
ele
would have
tem
been so
esse,
much
né, carisma
better.
de trabalhar. Então eu tava um pouco
I swear I'm
preocupada
not
com essa
Samican
opção de
build.
deixar esse
Just
counterpick pra ele.
genuinely.
Ele veio pra algo normal, que foi esse Sylas.
Fervent, very good overall AoE wombo combos. Very good synergy. I like the Ambessa pick. I like the Silas pick. The skillings are immaculate. The Misfortune is good in context. Yeah, this is... Is this... Yeah. I think this is a perfect draft from Fervent, actually. Yeah. I would say this is a perfect draft from Fervent. A7's draft has no synergy whatsoever. Like, all of them want to do different things. I don't like the Hwei because he needs a team. He is immobile. He doesn't have mobility. He doesn't have ways to get out of jail. Like, Zoe at least can do her own thing. I don't think you're going to get a front-to-back in this comp. Like, front-to-back doesn't answer Misfortune. I don't like this comp from A7. I actually actively dislike it. I think this is the first time today that we're seeing like a big gap in their drafting. I don't like the A7 draft. Like, it's winnable, but it's very solo queue-esque. What do you mean I don't want to watch Azir Corki 5 games in a row? Maybe in 2 years, Isaac, I might get over my... the sheer amount of Azir Corki I've had to watch. They picked Galio and Alistair R1 and 2 while Silas was open. Oh, the G2A game. Yeah, I think they forget. Okay, so it's MCOY versus G2. I thought it's like, ERLs or something. You answer your generally blue water pill, you were stopped by Coach Pete said LTA asking if you're a #1 Quacker fan. You are number one. Hell yeah. Hey, I'm so jealous of y'all who got to go down to Texas, man, for LTA finals. Was looked like a good time. I'm so jealous of Yanni too. He got the Ari promo card. Damn. You gotta go up there with Rafa. Was that rigged? Was that actually random or was that rigged? Ooh, wow. They blew the flash out of Drake Hero real early. Yeah, they have been scrapping at level 1, interestingly enough. I don't know if their comp's the best for it, but they're willing to do it. Yeah, I don't know. Texas sounds like a grand old time. Your Walt isn't jealous of it, though? Wait. What do you mean your Walt wasn't jealous of it? You were there, weren't you, Isaac? Oh, Bren definitely was there. Still waiting and looking forward to seeing Bren's content from there.
E lembrando que quem vencer aqui também já se classifica para a final da chave.
Oh yeah, and your wall is empty now.
Então já fica com passinho.
But it's worth it. The experience. It's.
Passinho a mais aí da promoção.
It only happens once. You can make money again, but you can never go back to 2025 LTA finals in Texas because LTA no longer exists. You went to the one and only. Staff were not excited to That's fair. That's fair. Hey man, you know what? Either way, worth. Like, good on Yanni, man. I'm jelly. He's a good guy. He deserves all the happiness, man. And that Ari promo, that's happiness to me, not gonna lie.
quero entender como é que o Chiari vai fazer pra auxiliar. Na verdade, a Alpha 7 como um todo vai
Yeah, I would have gone if I didn't already go to Texas this year, and then I'm going to Philly later this year, and I might be going down to Texas later in December again. So yeah, my wallet's not super happy with the traveling either. So we'll see how that goes. That's why I kind of made the call to not go to LTA finals in this case. Yo, Polo's invading on Sejuani into a Trundle, bold choice. Oh, yo, but that setup for Enga is sexy. No, Polo screwed up. Polo. Not like this. I can't believe that. I can't freaking believe that. Wait, that... Okay, I hope that doesn't end up influencing the game significantly, because that's so painful. Damn. And now Follow and Enga are flashless. There is an opportunity here for Drake Hero to punish Silas early while he's still vulnerable. Isaac, you're so sad that the actual LTA tournament is being scrapped though. Yeah, I didn't expect them to like scrap all the cross conference. I thought they would kind of do like the north would just be LCS, the south would be CB LOL, but I thought they keep at least one cross conference per year for world spots. But I guess it is expensive for them to do that, so like I can understand the benefits of doing that. Oh my goodness, this is so disgusting. And then the flash and follow. Oh, Drake Hero with the jukes. The thumbs up emote. A7 hate in full effect. That was cinema. That was cinema. That is crazy. That's the one they should show in like the cinema view. You know, like from instead of top down, like third person from the front.
Feliz de ver que o Drake Hero tá criando a casca da resistência nesse segundo jogo.
Mas olha só, tem que tomar cuidado o time.
Okay. Meanwhile, Mbessa is getting bodied by Yorick. Not ideal. Mbessa can fight into Yorick pre-6, actually. It's not great, but you can trade close. So falling behind by about a wave and a half is kind of really bad for Shorty. Chiari was beasting it last game. He was a big part of why they won. So. Yeah, already got Soul's Flash. That's the flash advantage. Down bot's pretty even. Which low-key, as far as I'm concerned, means Skuro is winning. Yep, Skuro is winning. Okay, A7's really maintaining form from last game. They are firing on all cylinders right now. Not gonna lie, that cinematic camera often gives you motion sickness. No, that's fair. Sometimes they spin around too much. Yeah, no, that's fair. I guess I like it because like it's rare, or it's not something that I think is easily done. Already Gap dies this time, surely. There we go. Polo, I love that Polo is not afraid to go back in after screwing up the first time. He just wants to perma invade with Bryo. That's funny. You wish they added EU and have 4 world seeds between all of them. I don't know. I think North America and EU could both stand to lose a seed currently, based on the current situation. North America doesn't feel like they've got a strong 3rd seed, and EU feels like they've got one good team. I would like to see the LCP get more seeds. I think LCP has a lot of really good teams that I'd love to see at Worlds or international events. So I think I'd be okay with like 1 for Brazil, 2 for North America, 2 for Europe, and then the extra slots, the 2 slots go to LCP. There's so many countries mashed together too. Like that region is actually huge when you look at it space-wise. Oh, that's Telas's teleport. Okay. While I was talking, a lot of rotations were happening. Fernven were looking for the topside dive. A7 went for the dragon instead. I like that from A7. I think they're being... Game 1 was a warm-up game for A7, I guess, because they are looking way better than Game 1 and Game 2, and here in Game 3 as well. This dive is kind of iffy. Like, I don't know if it works. Okay, yeah, they're just calling it off. My problem with A7's comp is I just feel like later on, as the game goes on, I don't see how they team fight. Like, their picks will be fine. The split push threat from Chiari is going to be massive, but Hui and Ezreal are like upfront burst. They don't have a lot of consistent damage, and I guess you shred through the idea is you shred through Sejuani and then.
Chegou o escuro por aqui.
But then if Enga just picks Unbreakable Will, I think he can solo carry a fight.
Mas com a chegada do escuro, vai controlar.
Especially if they don't land all the damage on him initially.
Inversão total agora, tanto do time da Alpha 7.
Good, every tier 1 team qualifies. Never seen this curse. That's not Worlds. That sounds like a mistake. It's also really expensive to qualify all the teams, and then they'll have to fly out. That's way too expensive.
Ele tá perto, né?
Like, I'm pretty sure expense is one of the main reasons why the LTA is just being completely like, dismantled rather than keeping more cross-conference. Because it is very expensive to fly out the teams. Like, to Brazil, to LA every year.
Mas o Drake Hero handle gap tá ali pra
To Sao
defender
Paulo, I
dessa
guess,
vez. E
specifically
tem
in
uma
Brazil.
sentinela, mas essa sentinela tá anulada, né?
Não, ela viu antes.
Não fez a galinha.
We'll see. I do hope that we still...
Já tá no mental, né? Não,
I know like a lot of the Twitter people have been
Saiu o
upset
Drake Hero lá
about
pra partir do
like
meio,
the
outro
South getting
tá se
shortchanged again and
posicionando
again and
pra
again.
fazer as larvas. O
I
Shadow
know.
deixa aí uma
I'm in a wholesome
sentinela,
bubble.
dá aquela lentidãozinha, o Drake Hero já inicia o objetivo. Puxa ali o melãozinho pra poder...
Okay,
comer,
Fireman wants to
pra ganhar um
fight.
pouquinho mais de vida. Vamos ver o posicionamento, vai ficar travado.
They could.
dano é pra
Oh,
cima
the double
dele.
CC chain onto Drake Hero.
Muito explosivo ainda assim no flex.
It was all bait though.
Vai escapando, entra
Enga can't land the skill shot, bro. Drake Hero's breaking ankles. He juked again.
tancando tudo e todos o time da Alpha 7 vem pra poder dominar.
Damn, a Drake Hero against the world, man.
Garantir esse flash
Oh,
no follow,
nice
senão
dodge from the Summer Bolt.
morreria.
E com isso,
I don't think they can
as
do it, but
Vastilavas não vão ficar nem
still.
para um lado nem para o outro, porque o Drake Hero saiu muito danificado dessa
Ian
jogada.
Shaka didn't even
E
show
o-
up to
e
use
o
bullet
follow
time.
saiu
Might have changed
vivo
things
também.
if
No
he
fim
got
das
in there.
contas, ganha esse só
Maybe.
espaço para Alpha 7 lá na parte de baixo conseguir
That wasn't a
uma
serious
barricada,
proposition.
Não conseguiu mais dar uma entrada na papelada.
That's the scary part, Isaac. It wasn't serious, and Riot might have heard. Because surely the way they did LTA this year was not a serious proposition.
Com a vida detonada, ele se posiciona pra fazer. Não, tem
Oh,
visão sim, tem uma sentinela
okay.
ali, ó.
A gente sabe, a Alpha 7
Ah,
sabe,
it
ela
bounced.
voltando pra jogada, o Drake Hero já tá
It
com uma vida
released.
legal.
This could be really bad. Follow is really low on health. Just get out, man.
Vai
That's...
zumbiro e vai vazando
This
dali,
is
o
so
follow
risky.
é o que ele pode fazer, ele não tem vida pra
Yeah, they tried to
combate
sneak it and backfire it, so they're gonna actually lose grubs to A7.
Bom pra Alpha
A7 just getting things for free just by existing. Nice. That's exactly how their comm wants to work.
chegar a alguma das proezas, né? E a proeza dos abates até agora ficou tudo para a equipe da FVN. E o Escuro vai martelando o Enga na parte de cima dali, não deixa ficar tranquilo esse Silas, não.
Assim, galera, é um início muito bom pro time da Alpha 7, tá? Porque
É o melhor início até aqui,
Okay.
na série.
isso, e olhando
Just
a
cutting the wave.
composição, Colossus, eu sinto que esse time na frente, ele tem muito mais condições de
Yeah,
fazer uma
A7 so far in the 1v1 matchups, kind of winning out almost across the board. Or doing well. I wouldn't say winning out because technically they're not ahead, but like some of these matchups are kind of rough. If they can continue snowballing this, it'll be good for A7. My big concern for A7 starts when they actually start full like team fighting. Like even that grub scuffle was kind of scary. If Enga landed the chains, that had been a 1-for-1. But Ian Shaka wasn't there, and the bullet time is the big key like team fight component. So, Brandon, hoping to find time to edit your Texas content soon. Had to go right back to the day job. Might just make a drive and post relevant contents there for our more content-minded coworkers.
Garante aí o sapatinho de cristal, garante as proezas de força.
Not gonna lie, I feel like the current LTA South crew, we aren't really content people. Like that was more Solari and Hawk. Unfortunately, neither of them are actively working with us currently. So we need like a video. We need a content producer for LTA South. If anybody wants to be a content producer, hit up Dia, man. We'd be happy to use you. I say use because it's unpaid. None of us are paid right now. Actually, we paid producers this split, so I shouldn't say that. I think Chippy got paid and Rose got paid. Ooh. Yeah, Enga's getting there. He's got a proto belt already. The damage isn't quite enough yet. But yeah, the Unbreakable Will is definitely messing up A7. When Enga picks it up, he's just a problem. They don't have enough damage to cut through. Is it time for you to gain your new role in the team? Hey Brent, if you want to, go for it, man. I just don't want you to like overwhelm yourself with work, you know? But if you're down for it, hell yeah. Like Infinity Stone, true. Faster community manager. You need to get you on production.
travado na sua rota, né?
Okay,
É,
that
porque
scuffle
pode se
and Anga's
movimentar
pressure
muito
managed to
pelo
secure
mapa,
them the
porque quando ele começa a
dragon.
aparecer em espaços do mapa no começo do jogo, ele é muito mais forte. E aí ele acaba conseguindo essa prioridade. E aqui a gente viu isso, né? O Random Gap ele não consegue acompanhar
That's good for
também a
Farmland.
movimentação do Sylas pelo mapa por conta do Ruei.
I think
é um
they're
espião mais difícil.
they're just waiting for
Então,
power
assim,
spikes to come
exato, a
through,
composição dele é
basically, for
completamente
Farmland.
diferente, é ficar farmando, é trabalhar um pouco isso.
I won't say they're
E se ele
scaling
não está
exactly,
conseguindo
but
fazer esse trabalho de farmar,
yeah, I mean, yeah, they want Chardy to be able to do this. One item spike with the Ambessa.
Fica
Vai de
travado
boa.
de tudo quanto é jeito. Não precisou nem flechar nem nada. Só teve que engolir a humilhação e vazou dali.
era só porque eu tava falando dele. Tá bom então, Random Gap, desculpa, mas eu vou terminar. Se ele não consegue ficar na rota, farmando e travando o Sylas, forçando o Sylas a ficar ali, aí ele
Yeah,
consegue
Farmland,
passar pelo mapa.
rather than skilling, it's more that Farmland wants the bigger objectives to be on the table, the ones that A7 can't ignore and have to go for. That's why A7 getting the first Drake was actually really big for them, because it just slows down the pacing of the game.
Mas o Random Gap também já tá com seu primeiro item fechado, então consegue aguentar tranquilo.
E a equipe da FVN tá jogando full
So
pro
it takes longer for Farmland to get the big team fights that they want to get going.
Toda vez
Sounds like it could be interesting, but you've also done nothing of the sort before and you're not very good at ideas. Fair enough. I tried doing video editing before. It did not end well for me. Shorty's dead. Oh! Okay, that's weird. Shorty had flash. I guess Shorty also thought that he was dead from the initial catch. That shield from Eclipse, I think it was, that gave him the shield, or one of his abilities, actually made him last longer than I thought he would, and he would actually have survived with flash. But yeah.
Se o Enga não ficar pipocando de uma lane pra outra, ele vai.
Okay, really good for A7.
Que tá tomando pressão.
E
They
até
keep
curioso,
finding
porque
these
eu fui dar uma
advantages.
olhadinha aqui nesse nosso segundo split em todas as ligas do mundo, a gente encontrou
You already did
esses
some
dois
shorts? Hell yeah.
confrontos aí de Sylas contra Ruei, e nos dois o Ruei saiu vitorioso.
I am not a shorts consumer, unfortunately.
Ele vai levar a torre, mas
Okay.
vai a vida.
They did not know Telas was there. This is backfiring quite horrifically.
Foi o follow, o Enga não vai conseguir fazer muita coisa.
At least they got the TP out of Chiari. That's kind of good. Shorty might be able to actually take a turret. I don't know how healthy. Actually, maybe not. That looks very healthy. Oof. Screw those.
O Enga vai
Enga?
pro teleporte, hein?
Wait, did they have vision? Or did Enga just blind flash that? Oh my goodness. Wait, that's actually crazy.
No fim das contas, até tinha
That's
utilizado
actually crazy.
Na real, não tinha o flash pra utilizar nessa jogada, não. Quem usou o
Damn, Farmland going with a high risk plays. That's something we didn't really see from them in game 1 and game 2. Farmland were just playing very safe.
Faz bom pick-off, uma boa cobrança na
And it was A7 who was taking all the weird risks.
Com Alpha 7 criando,
Interesting,
né?
interesting.
E a Shaka vai sobrar, hein?
You blind flashed it, right? Yeah. Oh, Ian Shaka is low? Ah, but they're burst and they don't have enough to actually follow up. No RD gap either for Severing Bolt to actually finish up. Bren, you did the Herald just one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was earlier this year, like split 1. That's cool. Yeah, I tried my hand at video editing. I tried to like buckle down and do it. I could not. I just could not. I hated doing it. And yeah, I wasn't particularly good at it either.
Fechou a proeza o time da Alpha 7. Já tinha guerrilha, fez a primeira torre e garantiu o objetivo. Chiari foi encontrado, tá no meio de dois jogadores.
Honestly though, I think Chiari's okay with this sort of death. If he's dying to get his team an objective, it's kind of worth for A7. And Fair and Ben still have not properly team fought. The bullet time still has not come across. A7 picks up Herald for free, and that's big for them. That lets them accelerate the game. Herald on a team that wants to split push is kind of strong. And if Chiari can still handle Shorty in the 1v1, you just put him in a side lane, drop Herald in a different lane, and yeah. And if you want siege up a third lane, that guarantees you a turret, and or guarantees you dragon pressure, one or the other. It's a good game 3 so far. Okay, they're reshowing this. Oh, that's how. Okay, I thought he blind flashed it too, but it looks like the ward expired. And RD Gap didn't realize that. I mean, still a risk, but a lot less of a risk. Yeah. Okay. I'd have been a lot more impressed if Enga did that blind. I think the game state is still pretty even. 2k goal lead for A7 is just going to put them on close to even footing for the team fight.
Aqui tem que tomar
Yo,
cuidado.
Trajan.
5 não é exatamente o que o time
Welcome,
da
welcome,
7
friend.
quer.
Oh, I know yesterday you said you might join in, so I was like sitting the thing. Let me know if y'all want in on on this coach stream, and I'll hop into our server so that y'all can hop in. I saw y'all. Do we have Isris killers? Maybe. Flamengo yesterday was absolutely insane. I just don't know if they can maintain that form. And even then, I'm also not sure they can match up against Kenny and Samuda. But yeah, teams are playing pretty well. Today, A7 and Farmvin are both playing really well actually for tier 2. Oh, there's that team fight we're waiting for. Nobody dies, but it was sexy. Wait, no shot. Frickin' Shorty wasn't there. They're getting run down. Okay. Oh, Kiari. The flank was kind of nutty. Wait, they can turn this. The sustain between a Silas and an Ambessa is kind of nutty. The sustain! Oh, Shorty's dead. The Carnage and A7's walking out ahead. The 2K gold lead coming through. He scattered really well on that. For sure. You believe in the Envy supremacy? Yeah, Envy did really well yesterday. It was the make show, but Envy was definitely up there. The initial engage was really good, but A7 scattered well. I think the biggest problem too is that Shorty was just really late to the party. If Shorty was a bit there a bit sooner and could just clean up, it would have been fine. But the skilling's fine. I mean, you're seeing how strong Anga and Shorty are. The sustained damage they're able to pump out is nutty. And once they get an item or two, they'll just continue being able to sustain even better. Aatrox mid incoming from Envy? That'd be disgusting. I'd be here for it though. Yeah, that's the scrappy South fights that we love to see. That we actually haven't seen too much of, to be fair. Game 2 we started seeing it towards the end, and it's carrying into Game 3 quite a bit. If A7 win this game though, it's I worry for Farmvin. I worry for Farmvin. Telas is dead here. He should not be allowed to get out. Yin Shaka just needs to use bullet time a little bit more aggressively. Like, he's waiting for the big setups. You don't need to do that. You can just fire them on rip. Like, in that situation, I think you could have just fired them to cut them off and clear the wave. Herald, second charge. The hell? Okay. Okay. No! Sooner! Yin Shaka, sooner! The misfortune is not working. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, A7 starting to solve all this. Farmvin, this is concerning for Farmvin if they are losing, if they lose this game. This comp is not a great comp into this. Like, this doesn't really answer that. They have some individual answers, and the team fighting is not strong on this comp. So if they're winning, that's kind of on Farmvin not being able to bring out the potential of their comp properly, which is kind of bad. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Also, Trajan, if you're here, that means the podcast is over. How'd the podcast recording go? Also, if you could please fill in the when to meet. I'm gonna go bug our guest about it tomorrow, the day after. But I'd like to have some, you know, availabilities put in as well, so that he doesn't feel like he's the only one writing it in. Essa é a primeira vez que eles abrem bastante esse leque. E eu acho que já é uma mudança de postura muito grande dentro do que a gente tem destacado, né? A Farenvai, eles dominam muito esse early game. 4K gold behind. I don't think anybody can answer Kiari in a side lane split push right now. Screw is definitely being a huge annoyance. It's more Drake hero really and Kiari, which is weird because Kiari's not even teamfight champ. Okay, Shorty with the flank. Yeah, there we go. The bullet time's finally coming across without full setup, and it works. There we go. Skuro's just free firing to the backs though. Oh, okay. Yin Shaka and Anga, can they turn this? 2v2, 80 carry and mids. Skull's mobility. Oh, body block, body block, body block. Oh, Skrull lives on fractions of health. Oh, and they get Enga. Okay. A7 are just brute forcing out-handsing these fights. Oh my goodness. Skrull on this Ezreal right now is man is he's just him. This is indeed peak Southern gameplay right here. Brazilian, LA, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Farben stopped the initial engage really well. Shorty managed to get the public execution, but Skuro, look at Skuro here. He's just weaving auto attacks and just pumping out the damage constantly. Even here, while the bullet time's rolling, he's still auto attacking. Enga's unbreakable, makes him really scary for a second, but just no threat. I want to see damage numbers after the fight, actually. I don't think they're tracking it, but I wish they did. Because this is... Oh, we're right back into the fight. Shadow whiff. Okay. I guess that's it for now. Yeah. Yeah, but A7 did that up 3k gold. They're now up 4k gold. They did just spend as well. Things are looking good for A7. Autocounted health, 6k. 5k. Oh. No follow-up. That's a big ult down. And follows. Oh my goodness, follows just getting shredded. Jeez. Isaac, the timing was pretty close, but there is no throw. Not today. A7 closing it out clean. Really good patient peel. Okay. Compositionally speaking, Farnven are still in the game. Mentally speaking, I think they're on tilt right now. Like, it's not a full, 90-degree off the table yet, but like it's a little bit tilted on Axis right now for Farnven. They've been opting into fights kind of on repeat as well, and it just makes the snowball grow faster and faster for A7. I still don't like the comp from A7, but hey. If it wins, it wins, right? Oh, no way. Oh my goodness. And he sees Shadow on the side, and he doesn't get slowed. Oh my goodness, Chiari is just doing Yorick things, and the maiden lives. Yep, Chiari just doing Chiari things. Holy crap. Oh, the ghoul jumping? Probably like a leftover tag onto Shorty or Follow. Dude, what on earth? Follow's tilted. Brother, that's the... He is so tilted. That ult was just... Oh my goodness. That was some old school X-Smithy there. Okay. Yeah, they didn't even get a maiden. She's just gonna heal back up too. Chiari's A2 and 1. Chiari... Is it a top laner diff between the regions? Because... Honestly, I feel like the mid laner... No, okay. Kiefer yesterday was nothing special. But I think Enga is good. Enga is better than Artigat. Their 80 carries, I think, are fairly comparable. Like, Skuro's just on a champion, which allows for much more skill expression compared to Misfortune's. Misfortune's skill expression is just knowing how and when to ult. And that's the bulk of her skill expression. And Zero's got a lot more. But the top lanes, yesterday, Makes crushed his matchup against Bugax. And Bugax is actually a really good top laner in the LRS. He's like one of the better top laners there. And then today, Chiari's just bodying Shorty. You've heard of Chiari, so they must surely be the best one here. I mean, Chiari played in CBLOL. He played on Liberty. And he was actually pretty good. He was always supposed to be like the next up-and-coming top laner, but he just kept playing on really bad teams. So Like, he has basically solo carried some of those teams before. But Makes is I think Makes is at a more stunning, like, has higher highs. He's 1v5 literally games. Chiari generally doesn't 1v5, but he wins his 1v1s very strongly. So pretty good at 1v2s as well. Yeah, I hate that for Varvan Sven's composition, we got to see it like kind of executed twice, and one of them was not very well executed. Because I did think the comp was really, really good, and that just makes a nightmare situation for Varvan now. Because where do you go with this? Like, you just lost despite having a comp advantage. Man, Telas is putting some VKS Academy crap there. Oh, Anka's still alive! And so is Telas, for that matter. Okay. Wait, Shorty could kill Skuro. Yep, they killed him. Okay, 2-1. Huge win for A7. And right now, it feels like Chiari's kind of making himself an MVP case. His Renekton in Game 2 and his York in Game 3 were like instrumental in their wins. Even in Game 1, his Gwen was probably the... Actually, no, it was Drake Hero's Jax that was the big kind of carry. But it was Drake Hero and Chiari in Game 1. Like, the bot side just completely fell apart. Okay. Yeah, A7, their hands are coming online. Game 1 really, truly, actually looks like a warm-up game now, considering what we're seeing come through. I'm just thinking, for Game 4, Farmben gets side select. I think they just go red side now and look for counter picks. All the really big OPs have been played already, like for these two teams. And best I thought was like the last big OP. Trundle's out, Size is out too. I think counter pick's more important. Also, huge prop to RD gap and handling Anga in lane. That felt like the biggest mismatch, but I was like super scared watching the Hui play into Silas as well. On one hand, you have the Spiraling Despair and Silas engage is fairly linear, so you can stop the engage. But at the same time, giving Silas Spiraling Despair was also a huge problem, and you just can't lane into Silas once he kind of picks up the Proto Belt. So huge props to RD Gap for not feeding and actually just holding out really well. And then he did a lot of damage as the fight went on, and as the game went on too. I want to see the damage stats because I think Skuro crushed it. But Chiari, bro, the way Chiari is making Yorick an actual team fight threat is mind-boggling to me. Like, what? Yorick's not a team fight champion.
Não faz sentido. Não faz sentido porque o ultimate dos caras era melhor, inclusive. Exatamente. Mas eu também acho que a escolha do Silas também foi uma escolha consciente, mas
Farmben's issue now is actually just being able to match hands with A7. I wonder if we start just seeing, you know, lane advantage matchups and stuff, because comp evidently doesn't matter with how the last few games have gone. It's much faster paced than.
Traz a estatística de quantos jogos a FVN está invencível no lado azul. Zero.
Yeah, Skuro's numbers are off the charts. Holy. And sure enough, RD Gap's damage was really good. Like his ability to leverage his champion outside of lane is where a lot of his damage is coming from. I mean, there were spikes. It's not like the smoothest journey. And I think this is the lowest we've seen in terms of absolute gold advantage in the game so far in the series. The series has been very swingy, to be fair. So.
Era draft que precisava jogar na ponta do dedo, não podia bobear, só que acabou dando muito certo, né? De longe, tanto o Rui quanto o Ezreal conseguiram fazer o que eles precisavam, que era ficar vivo e dar dano. E aí acabou funcionando para a Alpha 7 que
game 4 is just straight up
não ficou mais pra trás. Essa composição...
Burn Van
ela dá
Hands.
aquela
This is kind of funny too
destacada,
because A7
sabe
impressed me
o que é.
more for
Sim,
their
porque você
macro
não tem tanto ímpeto. A gente falou nisso também,
in
né?
the playoffs
Não tinha tanta
than straight
ferramenta pra você
hands.
chegar nos
But
carregadores.
here we are.
Aquela iniciação
The
a
skilling's
mais.
good. Okay,
Não
while they
tinha,
do
pô,
this
o
and
Ezreal
while
e o
they
Gwen, a linha de frente podia
go into the
morrer,
break, I'm
mas
going to
o Ezreal e
quickly
o
take a quick
ficaram
bio break,
lá até a fight acabar.
grab
É
more
só
water,
tomar cuidado
and
mesmo,
use
tá?
the
Eu acho que
washroom
algo
because,
que
yeah,
comprova
we
muito
have an
bem
actual
que vocês
series.
comentaram
Right
sobre
back.
esse começo de jogo muito avassalador do Follow é a escolha de Shinzal do primeiro jogo que eles ganharam. Porque ele é um campeão que a partir do momento que você consegue ali 2, 3 abates, como ele tem conseguido na série, você não precisa se preocupar tanto com o resto da conversão de recursos para o mapa, porque ele já está muito fortalecido. É um momento dele brilhar mesmo, né? Que é esse começo de jogo. Agora, o Nocturne, a Sejuani, são campeões que precisam de um... Não é tão simples assim você esnobalar o começo. O Nocturne até que tem essa capacidade, mas
ele não
não
conseguiu, né?
conseguiu. E aí, quando ele traz essa Sejuani, traz esse outro campeão também que dependem que ele faça um mid-game um pouco mais consistente, tá faltando um pouco. E aqui eu também acho que teve sim brilhantismos de outras peças do time da Farenvem, mas, de novo, o Shadow não está sendo participativo nessa série como um todo, e eu acho que a gente nem tá falando dele, já fazem 3 jogos que a gente não comenta o nome do cara.
É isso aí. O Chaka, por outro lado, tá batendo um bolão, tá?
Sim,
O
demais.
O Chaka nos 3 jogos ele conseguiu triple kill nos 3 jogos, quadra kill no primeiro, então é um cara bem interessante aí, apresentando um bom nível de gameplay. Claro que nessa jogada aí no X1 contra o Escuro, o Escuro levou a melhor no outplay, né? E aí, pra finalizar mais um abate pro Random Gap, que essa foi a fight que eu falei. Morreu todo mundo, mas sobrou os 2 carregadores. Sim. E os 2 carregadores para jogar no longo alcance, é para isso que eles estavam aí.
Tá aí, já é o finalzinho do jogo e o domínio da Alpha 7, que conseguiu com essa composição para jogar de longe, né, no poke, em 2, 3 tempos de fight, deixar o Yorick na side, acabou tudo dando certo, tudo funcionando, abre 2-1 no placar o time da Alpha 7 e dá uma esperança aí pra galera, pro brasileirinho poder avançar na série.
Pois é, né? Fica um passinho então a Alpha 7 de conseguir aí se garantir na final da chave superior, e só reforçando pra vocês que quem perder aqui não tá eliminado, cai aí, eliminação dupla daqui pra frente. A gente vai pra um rápido intervalo e daqui a pouquinho a gente volta porque pode ser o último jogo dessa série. Não sai daí que a gente volta já já.
Yeah, I am back. Into game 4, because we got ourselves a series with the early Farenven win, currently up 2-1 A7 in the advantage. These are now 2 quick games from Farenven, you call it a day. I don't know if the games will be quick. It seems like both teams are scrapping right now, so the games are accelerating a little bit, but we did have the 40-minute game. Yeah, I want to see Farmbin bounce back though. I'd like to see a 5-game series. I would like this to be more competitive, but A7 is terrifying right now. They are on a tear, and I feel like this is very A7 of them. Like A7 during the regular season, like I said, very high variance team. Sometimes when they're good, they're really good. When they're bad, it's like oof. So, yeah. Pulling up the drops again from what we've seen so far. I've generally actually liked the Fire and Burn drops more. I think they've been more straightforward. Easier to execute. And honestly, a lot of good matchups. So, yeah, which is kind of the big problem. Because A7 are winning with comps where like they're playing fast, they're playing brutal. Okay. Well, one more time onto the Rift, onto draft. The first question was Fair and Ven, red or blue? They get side selection. Six, seven. Damn, I'm being called into office next week.
Já estamos de volta para
That's
esse
annoying. Okay.
quarto jogo aqui.
I usually work from home, so.
E como falamos antes do intervalo, esse pode ser o jogo de vitória do time da Alpha 7, que se vencer, aguarda lá na final da chave superior o confronto de Isurus contra Flamengo. O vencedor enfrenta a
To
Alpha
be fair, I
7.
think in all of North America, the best tier 2 system in the past was Brazil. So I wouldn't be super surprised if Brazil end up having both their teams up there.
Quem perder joga contra eles.
I wish they still had North versus South for tier 2 as well. Because, yeah. I think that's super, super fun. Watching LRN, LRS, CBLOL, and not CBLOL, well, CBLOL Academy at the time, and NACLs. Yeah, Challengers America was super fun. I wish we still had that.
Segundo e terceiro jogo, parece que eles clicaram, voltaram a ser Alpha 7 de playoff e voltaram a jogar. Isso, legal, legal.
I think it's also kind of good motivation for North America, since North America's tier 2 is kind of like not really well supported. Marvin opted for blue side. Okay. That's an interesting choice. I'm very, 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 very curious to see what the idea is here. What is the sort of blue one pick that, you know, they're prioritizing here? Oh, and I'm so glad. Okay, this tells me this is LTA South production or CBLOL production, because they actually organize this by role instead of the weird alphabetical thing that they were doing in CD for the longest time. Are they going Aatrox? I mean, if you're opening up Aatrox here.
Eles tiram o Jarvan, que é campeão que eu acho que precisa continuar sendo banido, a Orianna e a Aurora. A Aurora que quando ela é a
Gary can also Cassante.
geral contra Farenvai.
Just putting that out there. Oh, Lucian, okay. Ian Shaka has had enough of not having control of his life. He wants something that can just dominate, that he can have agency on. Maybe in game 1 actually. Yeah, Sivir, okay. Safer champ. Yeah, Yunara and Misfortune don't have a ton of self-agency.
O Enga inclusive tá 5-0 nesse ano com essa Aurora. Ari e Aurora são dois picks aí que ele tá 5-0 nessa segunda metade do ano, nesse segundo split. Primeira seleção foi em Lucian.
Man, I know what I want to see Squirrel on. I'd love to see a Draven into this Lucian. I don't think it'll happen, but
esse Nautilus.
That'd be really
E
funny.
agora já vão mostrando ali
Drake
um
Hero wants to
caçador,
carry
uma
too?
identidade um
Nossa.
pouco mais agressiva pro Drake Hero.
Será?
Eu não sei o que eu acho desse first pick nesse Nautilus, tá?
Eu acho que tá é mais em questão dos
Okay.
suportes de
Yeah, I was thinking I'd be a bit surprised if they locked Naafiri that early.
Não tem mais Alistar, não tem mais Rakan, não tem mais Rel, não tem
Like,
mais
I'm not
Leona.
saying no Naafiri, I'm just saying I want to see at least 2 squishies on the other side where you can really punish them.
Tiver daí pra baixo é meio que já é tier B.
Okay, Brom's off the table, so we'll let you
Esses
see
suportes de engage são uma zona de conforto muito grande pro
Milio or
Thanos, tá?
Nami
Eu
paired
acho
with
que
this Lucian.
inclusive é onde ele brilha
Ari
mais.
for Artie Gap.
Então,
We saw Envy have a
concordo com você,
phenomenal
garante
Ari
esse
game
campeão.
yesterday.
Na sequência tiram a Ari, então trazem a Ari aí pra mão
Oh,
do
Enga.
Random, tirando
Okay.
essa campeã do
I like
Enga,
this
que
from
traz
I like
essa
this one from
Kali que,
Arnvin.
bom,
Let's go.
não vou falar pra vocês que ela é mid.
I mean, when you've got a player like Enga, when it has been sort of the biggest match advantage you've had, like matchup advantage, I think giving them a huge carry like Akali is the right idea. Something that can match the Ari mobility as well.
O 1, 2, 3 de ambos os times foi bem importante e a gente já vê agora eles trazendo esse Skyner pra tirar também o campeão da mão do Drake Hero, né? E aí...
Pra mim é vai aqui.
eu acho que é o que sobra também, assim, na questão de
Does Drake Hero just go Maokai here to answer then?
O Kong não tem o Jarvan,
Those are the 2 tank junglers left.
levando em conta tudo que já foi utilizado até agora nessa série. Mas não sei se eles vão optar. Não seria a primeira vez que eles não optam por um caçador na mão do Drake Hero nesse 1, 2, 3.
I mean, everybody's playing pretty short range, so
Últimas escolhas e funcionou, né? No
it's
final das
I.
contas acabou funcionando, então
I'm not crazy about Zaya as a champion in general, unless you're dealing with like specifically Vi and
jogo de filas, né? Começa a ficar apertado aí,
who's the other champ?
os times vão focando.
I'm blanking. Basically, champs that like point and click and you can't dodge, then Zaya's great. Kaisa, that's it.
Apesar da vai
Not exactly point and click, but she also dashes in and then she's in your range. You put your feathers, you pull, you lock her, she dies.
o Drake Hero tivesse tão apertado assim, porque tem a
Pardon me.
vai, tem
So support in top lane for Fernven,
o Ivern,
jungle in top for A7. I expect to see jungle pinch pool.
coisa ainda que dá pra se
Jungle
fazer, muita coisa que
pool
funciona, que
pinched.
tá legal e que complementa, orna bem com o que a gente já tem dentro da composição da Alpha
Maybe.
O problema é que a vai e o...
Okay, he's got the Vi.
A vai não
Makes
vai
sense.
voltar. Inclusive foi banida.
Não, a vai não vai passar e o Maokai...
It almost feels like they're trying to push Drake Hero towards Maokai. I've not been particularly impressed by Drake Hero's Maokai, to be fair. But he also tends to go AP more than he goes tank.
O Drake Hero é enjoado.
specials.
É
Specials. É diferente.
Milio ban? If you're banning the Nami, unless you want to give Milio over,
Não.
which I feel like would be a mistake when you go Zaya. Taric? We saw Taric cover yesterday. I wonder if something's happened in the scrim bubble. If somebody's actually playing Taric in the scrim bubble.
Que eles mostraram ali, ela pode ser uma escolha interessante aqui para ele utilizar. É uma campeã que consegue avançar, que consegue seguir um pouco a Ari também. Mas Viego, então é isso.
Yeah, they really want to push Drake Hero off his carries.
Tem o ângulo desse Ivern aqui, tá?
Acho que eu prefiro Maokai.
If you want an Naafiri here, I actually don't think Naafiri is terrible.
Tá em aberto, eu também prefiro, eu tô contigo. Tô sentindo falta de ter
I think she's
campeão pra
a
segurar
bit
um pouco
undertuned in
mais
the
de
current,
dano.
like in terms of her absolute numbers, but like I could see
Não,
her role.
caçador, beleza.
Oh, this works too.
Mas
Yeah,
a
kick
culpa
this
é que
corner back.
O Drake Hero tem essa... ele sempre foi um cara que jogou com vários tipos diferentes e ele tá
Okay,
mostrando...
yeah,
cada
Ivern's
vez
better. I don't like the Zed
mais.
pick. The Zed pick is...
Vem com o Ivern.
Ficou na fininha.
Zed pick
conforto
introduces
dele,
too much
ele vai
variance.
utilizar, né? E eu acho que também tem um pouco disso que vocês falaram. A gente chega pra esse quarto jogo de Fearless e aí as escolhas que são mais cartas na manga tem que começar a aparecer.
Yeah, the Ivern's a lot
Se
safer.
ele tem esse
You don't have a
Ari,
hyper carry
esse
necessarily for it, but then you still haven't picked for Kiari yet, and Kiari counter pick is a thing.
Beleza, guarda o campeão, já estava selecionado pela Farenvai, então faz essa escolha do Ivern e o Maokai.
Wow, a lot of tank. Okay, then the Fury would have been a
pensando
terrible
aí
choice,
num-
given the sheer
num
amount of tank coming out.
quinto jogo, né? Então já garante esse campeão e agora a Farenvai vai fechar aí o seu draft fazendo
aí.
de vez.
Calma aí.
Alessandra?
Calma aí.
Nah, the Sandra's
Tá
bait.
bom,
You're
beleza.
getting baited.
O Jace faz um pouco mais de
Akali's going
ele
mid here
pode
with Denga.
suporte
Okay.
E Jace top.
J stop.
Podia
Mm.
ser top, velho.
Ok, a Kali podia ser top
aí
ainda.
Yeah, what top lane do you answer that? Usually it's Sion, but he's already been played, so
Vamos
he's not
ver aí
available.
o que vai
Pode.
ser. Acho que talvez essa última
Wait, Sion?
que área aí seja o que define exatamente essa
Oh, this
escolha
is
de
not up to
draft.
date. They're missing.
Vamos ver o que ele vai trazer aí pra esse top side.
They're missing 2 top laners.
Com o Serafine eles vão ter um
Não,
nível de
esquece.
defesa.
That's weird. This
gigante.
is missing
Tá passando, foi banido pela
Yeah,
Farenvai
okay.
no outro jogo.
Of course, the
Gosto
Aatrox side was
dessa
open
escolha.
from the beginning.
E, assim,
I like Aatrox and Tokali as well. I think quite a few of his abilities have enough range to just smack the whole Shroud. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I forgot to screenshot this. Let me just go backwards.
Tem jogo de defesa gigante.
Esse Aatrox tá passando. Foi banido pela Farenvai no outro jogo.
Perfect.
Gosto bastante dessa escolha. E, assim...
And then we'll hop back to live.
A mesma esquisitice que eu tinha no primeiro jogo com o draft da Alpha 7, eu tenho nesse jogo da FVN. Pop com Lúcia no bot.
I do feel like Farenven's sort of drafting. They are maybe getting pinched a little bit in terms of trample.
Beleza. Nesse sentido,
like I don't particularly like the Farenven draft too much. There's a lot of agency. I'll give it that. And this series has been defined by just who can win the smaller fights and skirmishes. So I guess in the context of the series, this draft makes sense. In isolation, when I just look at the draft, I kind of don't like it. You've got a strong front line with the Poppy Skarner. Not the best engage necessarily, but Skarner can kind of brute force the engages. But you don't have a team that takes huge advantage of that. Jace and Akali kind of want to like burst people down. Lucian's kind of short range, so the comp doesn't feel great. At least you've got a front line. At least you've got sort of like 2 sustained damage starts to the front line. So 2.5. A7's comp is a little bit awkward too. Ivan can work with almost any comp as long as you've got carries of some sort. They don't have great answer to Jace poke. They do have engage though. They have team fight. They've got pick potential. They've got safety. So they've got a little bit of everything. I'm still not crazy about it, but at least I can see how this comp might work a little bit better. So again, I think Xayah and Aatrox are really good. I think I'll give it a 3.5. I think this is the first time this series I've actually preferred the A7 draft. Oh no, I liked it in game 1 too. But in game 1 it was very high risk. I think it's more straightforward now. Both teams are more straightforward in a way with their comps and their drafts. And I think both teams have tools for their skirmishes. So even though I prefer the A7 draft, I actually think in terms of how this series has panned out, it's actually fairly comparable drafts. And it's more just down to maybe even like the laning. I kind of favor Farenven a little bit because I think Ivern won't give Drake Hero the sort of agency he's had throughout most of this game, and I do think Drake Hero's agency has defined a lot of these games. I mean, junglers often do, right? Junglers and supports. But Telas and Shadow, while they've been bigger in the skirmishes, I think in terms of the sort of early game roaming, it's been more about the junglers and supports here.
Vamos ficar de olho nesse início explosivo que o Follow normalmente tem, né? De estar invadindo muito a situação e o Drake Hero pelo menos dessa vez tem esse...
Yeah, I gotta look this up because Enga used to be an innovative player, right? Like that's why he keeps flashing it.
Talvez.
He must be.
É e não é.
Fui dar uma olhadinha aqui nos dados do Enga com
Yeah, and I actually want to see if he ever played it when he was on Renska, because I thought he did, but now I'm not sure if like my brain's just saying that because he keeps flashing the Anivia. He has definitely played it in comp before. No, he has not played it in Brazil. He played it in LMF back in the day.
Sempre que tem uma calha, eu fico olhando o time adversário para ver o quanto de controle de grupo eles têm, né? Eu acho que o time da
Interesting.
só no Nautilus já tem.
I haven't seen good to know, to be honest. Just interesting.
Tá maneiro.
Eu gostei, apesar de na hora do draft eu ter defendido outra seleção no lugar da Xayah, eu acho que a Xayah também responde legal aí essa possibilidade de entrada da Kali, porque não tem muito mais gente. E aí voltando naquele papo.
Yeah, already Gap's got to win this lane early. I think Akali is the winning side of the matchup once she gets one item. Or maybe 2 items, because Ari's one item spike is pretty strong too. The Malignance gives her a lot of early shred. Shorty should win this matchup top lane as well. I mean, that's why Jace was played in the top side, was because he wins most of his matchups. Range into melee, plus melee ability. Bot side, Ian Shock and Shadow are already taking over, which is nice. So yeah, Farenven winning lanes across the board. Actually no, mid lane not yet, sorry. Yeah, Drake Hero can't do anything. He can just counter gank, that's about it.
necessariamente no que vai entrar pra cima da Zaya, né? Ele fez a galinha! Boa!
Aí, tá vendo?
Estamos a 3 minutos sem ter nossas galinhas roubadas.
Uau!
Dessa vez o Drake Hero tá
Vai tomar prejuízo, hein?
Okay.
Escuro! Foi puxado,
One more from Telos.
começou a detonar.
Oh, there we go. Squirrel gets it too. Ah, got killed though.
Cai na sequência.
Man, Ian Shaka finally unlocked, unleashed.
Mas quem matou primeiro...
Man's been forced to play
O
carries.
problema é só que
Late game
o
carries.
Escuro gastou o flash dele e a barreira pra conseguir esse
Oh, that was nice from
abate.
Mango.
O Escuro não tem medo, cara. Ele é um cara
I'm guessing already Gap's
extremamente
charm was down
agressivo.
from an earlier
Trocou
trade.
flash legal e agora vai
Ooh,
tomando o Shaka da
That was a
torre aí.
really good hook from Telos.
Tomou a âncora e a pancada da torre.
Problem is,
né?
it's
Então,
still
ela
minions
deu uma
being
segurada
denied
legal,
away from
tirou a
Skuro.
vida substancial do Shaka, que provavelmente vai ter que voltar agora.
Ele vai retornar nesse momento. A gente vai ver o replay dessa jogada da troca por
Yeah,
inteiro, né? Porque a parada foi...
I know that in
o
the
Shaka
South,
fez a
or
entrada,
specifically for Riot
e
Brazil,
aí o
they
Shaka
prioritize
ficou
first bloods a
aprisionado
lot.
pelos controles
But sometimes
de
I feel
jogo
like
do
we don't
primeiro
really
round,
need to
depois
replay
o
some of them.
Escuro- Aí o Escuro foi para garantir essa
Like,
primeira
this one doesn't
parte,
really
né?
add anything.
Primeira kill,
And then,
agora no
yeah, sure
top.
enough, there's a fight happening somewhere
Mais
else.
briga, é marretada de um lado,
Gary's about to
escalada
die.
do outro, a vida dos jogadores.
Shadow's roaming out as well. That's something we haven't seen too much this series, that the supports early roams.
Bastante, não pode deixar nenhum dos dois disparar.
No, Shadow backed
Inclusive,
off.
O Shadow tava já chegando na parte de cima
You
do
could have just
mapa,
Hex Flash over the
mas
wall.
não encontrou oportunidade de fazer a entrada.
You
Eu
had
acho que também tem
this.
que tomar um pouco de cuidado com essa
Ooh.
rota de cima, porque o Short tem uma vantagem de range onde ele consegue farmar com um pouco mais de tranquilidade em relação a esse Atrox. E ele pode acabar disparando, e a gente já tá vendo isso acontecer nesse farm, né? O Jace, ele consegue fazer esse trabalho de rotas muito bem feita também, o que pode ser bem problemático.
Vieram pra cima do Telas. Ele segura um pouquinho a onda, tem o escudo, vai ficar numa moral, vai ficar numa boa.
Yeah, I wonder if the early game might
Ele
just be
veio
a
de
little
boa
bit
choque, né, pra
passive.
aguentar e fazer essa
Um,
linha de frente a mais. Ele é
because
que é o
usually
escudo do
Ivan
time
ganks
offset.
for his
Não é o
lanes,
Nautilus
but
Calma.
right now he doesn't
Essa
really
animação
have great
você
lanes
só
to
pode
gank
fazer
for, like
depois
maybe
de
top
20 minutos
lane.
de jogo, Gruntai.
Não é o modo certo, se
Isso.
ele vai morrer várias
But
vezes é outra
top lane's a little bit
coisa.
scary to
Não,
gank because if he gets
Morte-
caught isolated, they could
talvez.
actually just backfire.
Beleza, talvez sim.
Morte talvez. Que
Talvez
nome
deve.
horrível.
Aqui o Enga vai ter
Oh.
que dar aquela recuada mesmo porque o Drake Hero tava fazendo a passagem, dessa vez ele tá conseguindo farmar.
Yeah, okay, I think it's just gonna be a quiet early game and just farming then.
Tá aí numa situação
At least from
melhor
A7 side.
do que os 3 primeiros jogos.
Estamos a
Ele
6
pode ser
minutos
o
sem ter nossas
Morte?
galinhas. Morte?
Morte?
Olha a chegada do Drake
Interrogaçãozinha.
Hero.
Oh, that actually landed. Damn.
O shot vai saindo e o follow se posiciona pra parar.
Yeah,
Essa
but
marretada
that's
de
the problem with playing into
frente,
range is the moment the
tirou
gank kind of
seu
fails or
piar,
the engage
poderia
doesn't pan out,
ter dado ainda mais
they just
dano em cima do short, mas
shoot-
vai tomando aí, short.
just hammer you.
A pancada pega de novo.
Oh, wait. Oh, they got the flash out. Damn, Drake Hero's good at landing those.
Pega uma moral do topo.
Vai fazendo a pressão legal aqui o dude de Drake Hero junto
It's actually
com o
giga
Chiari. O
huge.
follow vai tentando atazanar, mas vai ser
It kind of evens the
recepcionado
lane
pelo
matchup up
Chiari
with it.
no
If
meio
not,
do caminho,
Chiari
não
just
vai
has
ser
to take
tão
bolt
fácil
for
com
free.
isso. A prioridade ganha muito
He's already down 3
força
waves,
pra
almost.
equipe da Alpha 7, só que
Wait,
o Enga tava chegando.
12,
É hora de
or
ceder.
2 waves.
É hora de
Wait,
dar
no, that's not
esse
12.
espaço.
I can't cast him
Ele
at, that's
vai ter que
19.
administrar a rota na parte central.
Yeah, 3 waves. He is down 3 waves.
É importante que o Drake Hero faça esse trabalho de aparecer nessa rota de cima pra pressionar um pouco mais o short, porque a vantagem de ouro dele tá sendo extremamente
And that's a matchup
grande em
Chiari
relação
opted
ao
into as
Chiari.
well.
Então, eles precisam se impressionar
TC.
pra conseguir dominar um pouco mais desse rio. Follow agora fica vendido, mas o Enga tá chegando.
A Margarita vai direto pra cima do follow. Chiari comprou essa briga.
Nossa.
Veio o cambalhotão.
Enga walked into the knockout.
Castigando muito. O follow vai ter que botar o rabinho entre as pernas e usar tudo pra poder escapar.
Vai tomando pra Margarida, bicho. Que
I do
isso?
think this game
Olha a
might be a little bit
perseguição
tough for Enga
ficou
on the
favorável
Akali,
pra
though.
Alpha 7. Eles
There's a
não
lot of
tiveram
tools that
muita
kind of answer
coisa
them.
além de um controle de visão do
Point and
mundo
click stun
ali.
from
Poderiam
Nautilus.
ter pego um abate, mas o Random Gap
Point and click
foi
knock up as well if
forçado
he can
pra
catch you
volta
outside
pra base
Shroud.
ali na troca
Skuro's
contra
got
o
the
Enga,
Feather
né?
Pool, a Feather
Já
Storm
tem
as well as
esse
the Blade Pool.
Tem troca.
do Short aqui na parte de baixo do mapa.
One that
então
saves
a
him
equipe
and the other that
da
screws you.
FVN vai fazer
And
uma
RD Gap's kind of a
colocação
bit of a hands
russa
matchup. I think
na
Akali
parte
wins that later on,
superior.
so.
E vai ficar por isso por enquanto, porque a Zaya já veio aqui pra parte de baixo. Parece que a prioridade da equipe da Alpha 7 tá mais nesse dragão, pelo menos inicialmente.
Pois é, os larvas devem ficar pro time da FVN, né? Tanto o Telas quanto o Escuro vieram pra parte inferior do mapa, então não vai ter vantagem numérica. Ele não queria, né? Porque senão ele ia ficar muito perto da torre.
Chips
Ele
passing the
jogou a
night.
âncora só pra assustar. Mas ele não queria
Não,
assustar.
não,
Você
ele
pegou o
foi-
pano que a fogueta tinha passado pro escuro?
Não, aquilo ali foi pensado. Ele mandou
Yeah, I
os
just feel like
joias
Fire Invent's
justamente pra
threats
simbolizar
with the
isso.
roams is higher, and
Esse também,
that's
só que esse aqui não dava pra mandar o joia.
yeah,
Estão aqui num
kind of
caso
panning
de
out. They get grubs, grub dragon trade. Okay, that's fine. That's the most even, quiet early game we've had. Love the double thummies, yeah.
Dá nada,
Just the two of them thumbs up at each other as they walk
Mas
past.
assim, olhando aí
They know.
os abates que foram conseguidos, né? Apesar do escuro ter garantido uma kill, ele também acabou cedendo desse abate. E ele conseguiu uma kill em cima do Shadow e não exatamente em cima do Yan Shaka, então o Lucian acaba garantindo essa vantagem
Hey, yo.
de pressão, consegue
Saw that.
acelerar pouco
Reaper
essa
is
fase
apparently
de
leaving
jogos e ter
C9.
realmente onde
Okay,
brilhar.
let's
Por
go.
mais que a Alpha 7 esteja com um foco muito
That's
na parte
wild.
do mapa pra
Is he the longest serving
aliviar um
coach
pouco
for
o jogo
one org?
do Chiari, eles também têm que se preocupar um pouco com esse Lucian, que não pode fazer um early game muito
I mean,
importante.
I'm not super surprised, but oh,
Handle gap.
wait, can they kill follow? Do they have enough damage? They do. Damn. I actually wasn't sure since Ari's just sitting on Lost Chapter, but okay, already gap coming in.
O Telas fazendo a movimentação, fazendo essa punição. Não tinha
Okay, well, that's going to curb Follow a little bit. Follow's roughly had run up the map. I mean, Drake Hero did kind of mess with him up top a little bit, but by and large, I didn't think A7 really had enough threat to bother this Garner just yet. A double Giant's belt, but here we are. Probably combo since. True. It was not uninterrupted. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of changes in NA. I mean, 100 Thieves leaving, C9 crapping the bed. Pala Faker or Pala Fake also sucking. Oh, nice. And the pullback. I mean, Yan Shaka has the flash though. He held the flash throughout this entire beating.
Não levou a pior, teve que gastar a barreira, mas não o flash. Quem gastou o flash foi o Chiari. Eu tava pra falar que o Chiari tá 20 milhões atrás do Jace. E pode ficar ainda mais se for pego pelo polo.
Oh, that Impale hit? I didn't think it did. Oh my goodness, Yan Shaka almost died. Yeah, okay. Burn Fans not doing as much damage as I thought they would, considering they had the Lucian early. I mean, Lucian Poppy doesn't have a ton of synergy, so. Okay, they dropped aggro, they go for round 2. That's clean. Maybe Ari is stronger than I thought she was in the current meta. Damn.
Dá pra tomar um char. Não. Eu falei, eu achei que ele ia colocar um char melhor que caiu esse teleporte.
Nossa, esse teleporte cai no charme, toma âncora, era mais um abate aqui, pô.
Fiquei nessa expectativa, mas não veio.
I'll get my mouse up the screen.
Tá acelerando muito o jogo, tá dando esse suporte muito.
Okay, A7 starting to win out the early game again. And given how this series has gone so far, there's kind of bad news bears for Farmvin. They need to make something happen. I'm just personally not sure what are they waiting for or who they're looking at to try and start things back up. Nice dodge from Menga. But he used Proto Belt to do it. Oh, the CC chain? No impel from follow. Oof. I like that from Muddy Gap, throwing the charm at Shadow instead. He still has flash, even though he doesn't have the Spirit Dash anymore. Spirit Rush anymore.
Nossa, 2 contra 5.
Vai ter 5 jogadores dos argentinos aqui na parte inferior do mapa.
Nice charm. Oh! Not quite enough even with the shield. Charm lands? Wait, they actually... Oh. Man, I hate that interaction. So, the depth charge gets interrupted by the stupid Shroud.
A equipe da Alpha 7 tá muito legal aqui embaixo.
If not, I think that should have been a kill.
E tal, e o escuro tá passando completamente por baixo do radar com essas aias, só crescendo, só escalando.
Okay, Inero is the new head coach for C9, replacing Reaper.
Chegar nesse mid game mais forte, foram 2 barricadas.
I'm fine with that.
Na parte central, lá na parte de baixo também tem barricadas.
I think Inero, he's a good guy. He's a good coach. Deserves to be a head coach somewhere.
Eu tô falando
And he's worked the
do
C9 before, so.
enquanto a Fallen vai tá identificando
He's sat next to him at LTA? Oh yeah. I heard he's a very mild person. Like.
Todos os jogos, eles tentaram focar focar muito o Random Gap. No primeiro que ele tá com aquela karma, foram efetivos porque ele não tinha muitas formas, muitos mecanismos pra sair. E de novo, aqui a gente vê que isso tá
You got that
acontecendo.
vibe? Did you chat with him at all?
Muitos recursos pra tentar garantir abate em cima dessa Ahri, mas ela tem uma facilidade de movimentação e de escape muito grande. Consegue se reposicionar, consegue sair muito bem. Eu até ia falar isso, né? Desde que ele conseguiu aquele abate em cima do follow, ele tá muito mais solto pelo mapa, tá conseguindo passear muito melhor e pressionar o time da Farenvai. Mais um jogo muito bom.
Oh, hey, Nero, what's up?
Que
That's fair.
agora, com essa pressão, com esses dois abates...
I don't know. Sometimes when I go to, like, I haven't been to very many events, but when I do and I meet people, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm just going to get rando checked, but also at the same time, I just want to, like, meet people, man. Like, even if I get rando checked, so be it. You're like 3 other people, so you didn't say much more. Fair, fair. Even if you rando check me this time, at least hopefully I stand out enough that you remember me next time. That's the mindset I usually have when I go to these events. Okay, CC chain. The Impale is good defensively. Ooh, that ult from Skrull was a little bit off in terms of placement. I mean, he's still alive, so it bought time, I guess. Kiari's final here. I feel like Kiari and RD Gap are the main damage dealers right now. Skrull is low-key just bait. Oh, that charm! That charm from RD Gap. Man is making up for his weak game 1. His Ahri is popping off. Yeah, A7 again wins the skirmish. RD Gap still being a threat. I think we're going to Henrique at LTA in Santa Monica. Oh yeah. I'm very bad with faces though. Even if I've seen your face like online before, I feel like there's a very real chance I might not recognize somebody. Yeah, the Impale was solid. It got Skuro, which kept him alive a bit longer, but yeah, I think Skuro's low-key a little bit bait right now. Like, if you leave him alive, he'll do damage, but Zaya's damage, it's not like popping the way we're seeing the Aatrox and Ahri damage right now. That flash though, that was sexy. You may or may not have got him. That's fair. No, it's not, but Dia and Hank look nothing alike, but that's fair. Like, I see it. I could, yeah. I heard a lot of people thought Beans was Bully or something like that, so. I've never seen Bully before. I don't know what Bully looks like, but I know what Beans looks like. At least I think I do. I could, again, could screw up in person. Okay. I mean, I think A7 still want to fight. Should they? I don't know, but they want to do it. This series has been non-stop action. I'm not saying non-stop, but a lot of action for sure. Oh! Skrull secured it. Yeah, it looks like it was coordinated smite from Drake Hero and Skrull. Like they were just trying to get the pop damage together. Okay. Oh! Oh! Just the tip was enough from Kiari there. Damn. I mean, RD Gap is making a big case for himself this game, but Kiari's still sitting on that MVP status. Should have had a conversation about meta at 2024 Summer NCL with now goes him. Oh, damn. Enga. Yeah, Kali's doing things. Okay. We're going for the knockup? We were going for the knockup. Oh, no, tell us. I thought he was actually going to get into the top side. Yeah, that's what I suspected was going to happen when I saw Telos angling for that. I think he was angling more for the fight than the turret. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't hate it. Hey man, you got to talk to the coach of Dragon Zero, the best tier 2 team of Maryville, the somewhat kings of collegiate, question mark?
Tá, olha só, a proeza ficou com o time da Alpha 7, a gente não comentou tanto, né, mas com esse arauto roubado, a proeza foi pra eles. Foram 2 dragões e mais o arauto.
Importantíssimo.
Yeah, this game is a lot slower than the last 2 games, for sure.
Importantíssimo esse roubo aí.
Well, heck, even the first game.
O Chiari também, mais uma vez, uma partida boa aí com esse Atrox, já tá...
Shorty dominated the laning phase, and Telas is just doing Telas things again.
Aí não tem como. Aí o Shadow...
Like, I don't know how we got here. I am very confused. I assume Telas is just warding like he owned the map again. That is a very Telas thing. And it's actually really bad for A7. We're just giving up random kills. The game's already close enough without giving that over. He did have the split with Golden Guardians. Was he their coach though? He never coached Golden Guardians, right? Or Golden Guardians Academy? Telas playing like you. So what I'm hearing, Isaac, is that you can be... You too can be tier 2. Promoting into tier 1 potentially. The top lane. Yeah, I remember that one. I actually don't think he had the roughest top lane debut though. It wasn't his best performance for sure, but I don't think he did that badly either. That was the weird time where like Soul was also promoting and stuff like that. Okay. Can they burst out? No! Why did we go down there? Observers! Oh, RD Gap is really far up the lane. Oh, nice. RD Gap's Ahri is so clean. The actual hell. Yo, oh my goodness. RD Gap was getting gapped the series until he played the Ahri. I mean, his Hui was like fine, but even in lane, like, his Hui was struggling in lane. It was outside of lane that he was getting impact. This one, he is just crushing it. Ian Chaka. Oh, nice flash. Doesn't matter. Too much CC. You did. Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of what happened in game 2, where Foreign Vent started to fall behind like incrementally, like small amounts, but because both teams kept forcing action, it very quickly kind of snowballed. This one's a bit slower, but it's about to accelerate because Atakan's up. They went from a 1k gold lead or 1.2k gold lead maybe like 5 minutes ago into fight, Herald, fight, Atakan, or double pick Atakan. Like, I get what Enga's doing, but I think like, Enga needs to join his team soon enough. His team is not doing too hot without his presence. Oh? Can Screw reach him? I don't think so. Yeah. There was a ping coming down, but it looks like they've abandoned that. Okay, you don't want to see Chiari get to it? I do. And here we go. You'll watch it, Isaac, one way or another. Yeah, it's just a CC chain. He can't move. If he can move, he actually would he'd survive a lot better because of the life steal. RD Gap turned into Ahri Gap. True. Here's Ahri. Oh my goodness. Target selection's on point. I think he's probably doing way more damage than Skuro, like almost double Skuro's damage. Skuro has not been, unfortunately, getting very involved in all of the action. And even then, I still feel like the Zaya's role on the team is just bait, just to distract them. Get them to burn, commit summoners, commit ultimates, commit key spells.
Sendo bem grande, a gente tá vendo ali, ó, Random Gap com 10.600 de ouro, quase 2.000 à frente da Kali, pô.
Eu acho que até esse ponto que você trouxe agora sobre o Follow não conseguir travar a movimentação do Random Gap, diz muito aquilo que vocês falaram no Pick Ban, que a Farenvai não tem
3.3k is comebackable for Farenvai.
O time da Alpha 7 que tem escape gigantesco, né? O Chiari consegue se movimentar muito bem, a Ahri também.
I'm actually kind of looking at Shorty to be the big difference maker for Farenvai in that he's got poke. A7 don't have an answer to poke on their comp whatsoever. Enga's the other one because, I mean, all the things that RD Gap is doing, Enga could technically do as well. It's just hard. Oh, but they're in a choke point with an Aatrox. Oh, Telas almost got away. The healing from the Aatrox? Chiari's still alive, bro! Oh, and he gets Enga. Wait, chase. This could be the wipe. A7 could pull it off. They need a chase.
Destruiu o
They
jogo
don't have
da
speed
FVN,
buffs.
que vai ser perseguida. São 3 jogadores
pra fechar o
na
Okay.
O Shadow
Hero play from Shadow there to just buy space and time. It doesn't matter. Drake Hero with the smite, bro.
também ser eliminado o time da
Wait, Shorty gets out.
Garantiu a luta praticamente
One more Q?
perfeita pelo bot.
O Jace usando
he doesn't have it.
100% do que ele pode fazer nesse jogo, quer correr
Damn.
pra longe, porque não
Damn,
tem
damn. Is there any healing cut?
de frente. A equipe
There's healing
da
cut on
FVN
follow.
toma um revés gigante nessa
It
fase,
wasn't
porque
enough.
DT2 também, Alpha 7, muitos passos à frente, muito perto da classificação para a próxima fase.
That is the game-breaking fight, unfortunately, for Farm Ben. Farm Ben fought really well, actually.
Pois é, tá
Coming
certo,
to today,
a gente precisa manter
I was a little bit concerned
pra
after watching
que eles não desacelerem,
Sicario yesterday.
entreguem aí nenhuma
So
possibilidade
I guess coming to the tournament, I thought Farm Ben could actually put up a pretty good fight. After game 1, I believed, but then A7, they just came back good.
Tá tudo bem pra Alpha 7 caso eles demorem um pouco mais, sabe? O Chiari já tá
Man,
suscetível,
Chiari's
tem
playing on a
muita
knife's edge the
equipe
entire
conseguindo
time.
fazer suporte
Just
ali
one
dentro do
auto.
seu time. Então é difícil pra Farid
That's so
conseguir
tilting.
virar esse jogo. Mas é claro, tem preocupações, né? O Short com esse Jace pode acabar
Yeah,
dando
freaking
grande.
Aatrox just baited all of them
A Kali,
forever.
se ela consegue 2, 3 kills,
Forever and a
um pouco
day.
mais complicado, mas
Yeah, this entire series I feel like is just one slow tilter for Farm Ben. Like Farm Ben are never so far behind that it feels like, oh, they're gonna get blown out by A7 like at the start of every game. It's just like small things keep snowballing up and up. And A7 today, like their hands are on full display. Game 1 felt like a warm-up game for them. I mean, the karma especially I think really screwed with them. The fact that RD Gap fell so far behind. Then after that, once RD Gap started playing a bit more even, it enabled Chiari and Skuro to really start popping.
Pro Random Gap aqui, que não acha, cara. A equipe da FVN não tem ferramenta para conseguir chegar no Alpha 7. Tem muito controle de fight Alpha 7.
E agora tem dois objetivos.
Shorty poke.
Do lado, o Varão, do outro lado, o Dragão, que pode ser
If Farm Ben get back into this game, it's off Shorty poke.
Alpha 7 vai dar prioridade para essa alma. Eles já estão chegando aqui no Rio.
I don't know if Enga can actually
Essa alma aqui vai ficar quase
like I said, there's a lot of tools to shut down this Akali, so it's kind of tough.
da Alpha 7 fecha a alma,
for
fica
Enga.
muito difícil. O Telas quer, tá?
Okay.
Vem, vai fazendo a linha de frente, que a área tá chegando também no
Yo, Enga's not here.
Malhota. O Shadow vai sendo detonado. É a batida.
Oh, and we didn't poke. We just went for a full engage onto Telas.
Começa muito bem a luta, já pode simplesmente
ele vai de novo, ele vai de novo.
e
Oof.
fazer o Dragão.
That charm could have been huge.
Queria ir de novo, não conseguiu, agora sobrou pro Chiari. Vão os 3 em cima do Chiari e deixar o dragão? É isso aí?
Yeah, that's Soul.
Não
And
tem
one soul is gone to.
como
Oh my
responder também,
goodness.
né? Eles tão sendo
The soul is a win more button for A7 more than it is
sendo
like a win con.
demitido, o Chiari pode acabar sendo pego por aqui. Não vai,
Eles
né?
vão pro Baron, será?
Não vai.
Não,
Não,
não.
nada, vai fazer
The scream.
Vai.
aqui, meus amigos.
Os caras só sabem brigar, não tem briga pra fazer.
Thankfully for Farm Ben, even if they do lose today, they're not out of the tournament by any means. There is a lower bracket for them to play through. So there's still chances.
Nossa, vai ser pescado o Short.
Oh, Shorty doesn't know.
Foi encantado e é o automático.
Shorty didn't know.
Automático pro Random Gap. Oitavo do jogo pra ele.
And now Enga's in trouble. Like when the support walks up to you like this, you know that you're screwed.
Contra o Enga,
Like you know backup's on the way, 100%.
Vem fechando o Random Gap. Saiu da âncora o Enga. Ele quer ganhar um pouquinho de tempo.
They did manage to break a little bit of ankles from RD Gap though.
Corre aí.
Random Gap vem avançando. Ficou
Corre aí,
difícil essa
Akali.
Kali. Não pode fazer mais nada por aqui. O Chiari
Yeah,
vai
no healing cut,
fazer
so.
essa
Oh, actually, there is
Não
healing cut.
tem
Up in
pra onde
road.
correr, né? E as
Still not
vitórias
enough, though.
não param em favor da equipe da Alpha 7, que vai conseguindo uma após a outra. Perderam a torre do mid, mas agora tem a vantagem de posicionamento para iniciar o Barão. São
Yeah, again, I still think Farman is still playing. Like they're still playing even from behind. Like they're not. They haven't given up. It's just
muito machucado o Shadow, pô.
hard.
Eles revelaram a galera ali que tava fazendo a Arapuca. Olha o ultimate
Somebody needs to body block.
não
Okay.
pegou em ninguém.
Okay, fine. I was more scared. Like somebody should just block for Drake Hero so that there's no chance of a steal.
Veio o expurgo do Shaka. Não conseguiu cachear
Ian
o
Shaka
Dragão,
gets the full
consegue
damage. It doesn't matter.
converter.
They're gone. Here's the re-engage.
O engage veio na sequência. Chiari foi
Oh,
seguro, cara.
hook lands onto Shorty again.
Mais baixo.
Shorty's trying too hard
Atropelo
this
do
game.
o Carreto.
Like the way they come back to Shorty is through his poke. If he is trying to find a pick, he is probably gonna die.
E agora pra fechar
Even
o
if he gets all the damage down, even if they get the kill, he's not coming out the other end.
Ainda faltam
So
30 segundos.
yeah, I think Farm Ben have just called it for the day. They're done. They're just gonna look for the lower bracket run instead.
Mas vai tá muito estragada a base dele.
And let's not forget, Farm Ben was not the favorites heading into the playoffs. They were not first seed coming off regular season. So it's not like all they know is success. They have played their way up from the lower side. Oh. Wait, okay, that was unnecessary, guys. That was so extra. They're just padding stats. A7, it took them a while, but they're here. They're here to play. They're looking good. They indeed look like the number 2 CD team, or first seed coming to the tournament from CD. Props to them. Man, we got some banger games coming up. So tomorrow will be Isurus versus Flamengo as well. And hold on, let me see, where's the bracket? Okay, so we've got Farnven in the lower bracket right now. They will face the loser of Isurus versus Flamengo, which will be a new matchup. Whichever comes down, this is going to be a banger as well. So the lower bracket's already shaping up to be really good. A7's up here. And assuming Isurus gets here, this is going to be a nutty one as well. If Flamengo gets there, it's just a rehash of the playoffs. But if Flamengo in the form they're in right now, that could be a really good game too. So the return of Flamengo to see that would be nice, man.
Mas daí pra frente eles acertaram o draft, acertaram a execução, e aí o que ficou esquisito foi pra equipe da Farenwein. Esse draft dessa última partida,
Ray's making fun of me in Discord.
Só com essa quali ficando gigantesca mesmo para esse time ganhar, mas não chegou, né?
Pois é, eu acho também que teve
really strong showing from the Brazilian squads, both Flamengo and Alpha 7 to start things off. A7. Man, Isurus is going to be an interesting one to watch them play into this. Yeah. If Flamengo comes back, I am here for it. I think it's spicy. What I feel is really bad though is that I would hate to see Isurus drop to tier 3, because at least if they're doing what North America's doing, if the guest spot loses, they drop to tier 3 and have to requalify through tier 3, which to me is absolutely nonsensical. And imagine Isurus losing with Kaney contracted to them. That would be insane. I guess the dream would be if they expanded from like 8 teams back up to like 10 teams, and then we get, you know, Isurus plus the top 2 teams coming out of the promo tournament. That would be the dream. I don't think it's gonna happen, but yeah, kind of crazy.
Valeu aí pro time da Alpha 7.
Ele funciona muito como segundo suporte, né? Quase como suporte fadinha que a gente.
Yeah, but tomorrow we get to see our first glimpse at the guest team, Isurus, which is going to be really, really fun. You only know Zamudo and Jose Deodo? I mean, Kaney was playing up in the north on... Oh, frick me. I'm blanking on which team he played for. I know which team he played for. Damn it. It's a yellow team. Fricking. Why is my name blanking? My head blanking on which team he played for. It's not freaking Golden Guardians, the other yellow team. My brain, please. Yeah. Dignitas! Dignitas! Damn it. Brain fried for a sec. My bad. Snaker and Ackerman have played like worlds or international tournaments a couple of times too. So, but Snaker and Ackerman look really bad this year. As we're shifting towards hypercarry meta, maybe Snaker and Ackerman can perform. But yeah, as it stands right now, yeah. Isurus is such an important org for the region of the Love development projects. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, right? Like I do think Isurus still deserves, you know, to, if not tier 1, they definitely deserve to be in tier 2, because I think they beat most of the tier 2 teams unquestionably. But then I guess that's the pain of promo relegation, right? That somebody has to relegate for someone to promote, and I'm fine with that. I just don't think you should be dropping to tier 3. I think you drop from tier 1 to tier 2, not to tier 3. Still think it's well that Isurus can go out and grab Kaney just for tournament. I agree. I mean, Zamudo kind of feels that way a little bit as well, because he only played the last game for Isurus. It does feel kind of bad. I do wish they had locks, better locks for promo tournament, but yeah, that you can't just money bags your way out. We'll see how it goes,
E eu
though.
acho que são, a gente vem falando de time que
The
tá
funny part,
crescendo
though,
e
Liz,
que
is
a
that
cada momento
we
os
used to have promo
campeonatos têm um
relegations
destaque
in a lot of the
diferente.
leagues,
E isso é um time muito perigoso.
and they just need to go back to the old rulebook. I don't know why we're having problems with this when it used to be a thing, but yeah, here we are. I agree, it doesn't feel thought out, but it should feel thought out. Like, you know, it's not the first rodeo, technically, for a lot of the LTA regions. So it was bad. Yeah, I do miss old promo relegations. And Brazil did it for even longer, because Brazil only did franchising in 2021. That was when CBLOL English as a project started. It was right after relegations. So yeah, Artie Gap doing work this game. Okay, screwed it more than I expected, given that he was on Zaya and he was kind of bait. But I think for me, MVP is Makes. Not Makes. Chiari, sorry. Chiari's MVP for today. The top laners from our tier 2 are quite good, actually. I think this year in particular is probably one of our weaker AD carry years, just because so many have already tried to promote in the past. And then our mid lane pool was weak. I think the LOA mid lane pool was actually stronger than ours. But RD Gap's RE Asception. That was a really good game. I'm just waiting for the MVPs, and then we'll end the stream here for today. It's a pretty good time. I mean, it's about lunchtime for me. So, Game 5 would have made me hungry. The Mudo was in a weird spot, though, because being unable to play in LCS due to visa issues. Yeah, that was certainly not good. Due to visa issues. The orange man upstairs, I don't know, man. He's making things tough sometimes. Oh, thank you all for dropping by, Liz. Appreciate you, Isaac, Lunar, the usual guys dropping by as well. Trajan, the lurkers. Yep, it's Chiari, as expected. Man was absolutely insane. He died quite a lot, but I mean, you compare him to Makes, I think Makes had a better KDA, but I do think Chiari was every bit as impactful this series. And even the loss, I still think he was one of the two big performers. Yeah, so thanks all of y'all for dropping by. We'll still have games tomorrow again. Tomorrow will be Isurus versus Flamengo. If Flamengo maintains their form from yesterday, it's going to be spicy, and Isurus will be our first look at them in the promo tournament. The guest team finally descends. And with that, that's it for today. Peace out and have a good one. Bye.